It's state championship Saturday on a beautiful early December afternoon from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium right here in the heart of football in Ohio, Canton, for the Division VI state championship. The defending title holders in Coldwater just about set to try and reclaim their throne against number 8 Carey and a blazing hot Blue Devil squad who hasn't lost since opening night of the regular season. It's live and free football state final coverage taking over your eyes and ears, and it's all coming up.
It's the most wonderful time of the year when you've got your leis that don't last many days, 'cause the whole family's here. Oh, wow. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all. The tree's at an angle, the lights are all tangled. Doritos, good call! It's the happiest season of all. There'll be smart food for munching, some ruffles for crunching, and snowball fights out in the snow.
Crying!
Run. Family portraits are cheesy with Cheetos, it's easy. White shirts were a bad idea though. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Grab the queso and salsa. Don't double dip, you monster! Pass the Tostitos here. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be gifts for returning and recipes burning and snacks all laid out in a row. We'll smile through the season, hold tight to the reasons the holidays make our hearts glow. It's the most wonderful time, yes, the most wonderful time, oh, the most wonderful time of the year. Happy holidays! Happy holidays!
94% of my salary employees came from working out on the floor. They've went from loading a press to a staff member. Yeah, to be a team member here, you have to be a hard worker, extremely dependable, willing to work long hours, have good people skills. Here at the Carey plant, the sky's the limit.
Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
Defending state champion number 6 Coldwater trying to complete their 8th state title season, but they're going to have to get by arguably the hottest team in all of Division 6, that being the number 8 Carey Blue Devils. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. This is Travis Berardi. I am Brian Skowronski, and this is the HDER Link pregame. And, man, what a contest we have here. You look at what Carey's been able to do since they lost in their opener, and then Coldwater, of course, a perennial powerhouse in the state of Ohio. Both of them playing their best football right now, meeting up at this time of season, the last game to cap things off.
Yeah, both these teams, a pretty easy trek to the state championship game. Carey, in their region quarterfinal, knocked off Crestview 42-14. They knocked off Liberty Center 31-7. And then they knocked off New Middletown Springfield 26-13, their closest game in the playoffs thus far. Then on the other side, Coldwater from the MAC, one of 3 MAC teams playing this weekend in the state championships. They won 42-6 over Mechanicsburg, the number 1 seed. They defeated Allen East 49-7, and then West Jefferson, a team that we saw earlier that had a pretty balanced offense, a good attack. They shut them down 35-13.
And on the season, Carey's averaging a 30-point margin of victory over these last 14 games, and even including that loss in the beginning. Travis, in your opinion, what makes them so good? How have they got here to the final game of the season?
It starts with the offensive line. We know about the running attack. We'll talk about that a little bit later here in the stream. But the offensive line and the defensive line, so big, so powerful, they will just wear you down. They'll give you 3-4 yards a carry, and then Vallejo does a little bit extra with that as well. But that offensive and defensive line, they'll just wear you down until you get to that fourth quarter when you're tired, and then Carey just takes advantage and closes things down. It's the offensive line, the defensive line. It's going to be key today for the Carey Blue Devils if they want to get state championship number 2.
Speaking of Jordan Vallejo, there he is leading his team out onto the field. He is going to be our player spotlight this afternoon. Incredible season for him, a record-setting season in terms of finding the end zone. Travis, 34 times he has entered and pasted pay dirt, and they give it to him 15.5 times per game for a guy that big, 270 pounds. He sure is a handful.
It's something that Carey does well is not only they use him, they use multiple receivers, running backs, to keep him fresh. He only had 13 carries in the first half of that state semifinal, but then they used him 17 times in the second half. He was fresh, and he just kept running through. It takes 5-6 guys just to take him down, and even if they have him in their grasp, he still carries them 3-4 more yards. He's like the bus. He's like Jerome Bettis. He's just such a big built, yet he still is elusive. He can spin out of tackles. He can hurdle guys. I've seen it all from him, and he's a unique player.
For Carey, though, they're going to have to take down a team that's won 7 state championships. This is their 25th consecutive postseason appearance, that, of course, being Coldwater. So these guys, no stranger to the big game, and they bring a ton of enthusiasm. We saw it in the pregame. Everybody constantly bringing the juice, and that's obviously what's carried them year after year, getting them back to this point where they're trying to get championship number 8.
Yeah, 25 straight playoff appearances. They haven't not made the playoffs in this millennium. That's how crazy it is. Back into the late 90s, but their 7 state championships came in those 25 years. They went 4 straight from 12 to 15. They won last year. They are the defending state champions as well. And then in 05 and 07, this team, they come out of that really tough MAC conference. Marion Local in there, one of their losses this year. Marion Local just won a D7. They dominated a D7 state championship just before this game began. So, they're used to it. They know what they need to do here in the state championship game, and they are pumped up as you see them getting ready to come out.
Yeah, it's quite a sight here, too. How Coldwater enters the football field. Just waiting for them to erupt, bust through the banner held up by the cheerleaders.
And you got to think this is trying to get into the minds of Carey a little bit. They come out, all pumped up, all ready to go. And Carey, first time since '75 even being in the state championship. So we'll see if the emotions even play a part in this game early on. But knowing just what Carey has gone through this season, that regional championship, that state semifinal, not much can faze them.
You see their emotional leader leading them out, Darren Schmidtmeyer, the senior running back and linebacker. Coldwater out onto the field for the contest, and they are led by Reese Dellinger, their quarterback. He's a big kid with a live arm. He's a big-time baseball prospect, Travis, so he can certainly gun it down the field. He's been doing that all year. 61% completions, and almost 30 times he's thrown touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's gone to 4 different receivers that have over 450 yards receiving. This is a team that Carey has not seen much throughout the playoffs. Carey has faced a lot of teams that tried to run against them and did not do anything. So we'll see what this Carey defensive, especially in secondary, can do against a really good quarterback, Reese Dellinger. And he can also run the ball a little bit. He has 322 rushing yards, so averaging about 32 yards per game. Might need him every, a short yardage situation. Might be able to hold it, keep it, get a couple yards for the first down. That's something we'll have to see today.
So it's going to be a test, a battle for Carey and their defensive back unit. Let's go ahead and dive into the keys to the game for the Blue Devils here today, Travis. And for me, I feel like you just got to bring the heat defensively. They've been getting after the quarterback throughout this dominant playoff run that they have been on. Let your big-time defensive ends create chaos, do some stunts, get a couple of blitzes. Oftentimes they don't have to. They can just rush forward and get to the quarterback. I think that's what they need to do here. Defensively, it's going to be the key for them.
This is the team, 175 tackles for losses, 24 sacks, wow. They forced 26 turnovers. But my key to the game, ride the RV. Ride Jordan Vallejo to possibly a state championship. Like I said, he is a big, elusive back. You need 5-6 guys just to bring him down, and he still carries you 4 or 5 yards. Let him get 3-4 yards per carry. Let that offensive line wear down the D-line of Coldwater. And then what they've done throughout the playoffs since week number 2, they wear you down until the fourth quarter, and then they pounce on you and take advantage and close things out.
The RPO game between him and Lantway, of course, is going to be huge. And our keys today for Coldwater, how can they go about defending their state championship and knocking off a Blue Devil team that hasn't lost in 14 games? I think you got to protect your quarterback. Let Dellinger stand tall back in the pocket and deliver it on target to his plethora of fantastic wide receivers. They've been able to score in bunches throughout the postseason, 49, 49, 42, 49. Held to 35 against West Jefferson last week, and that was their lowest offensive output in a couple of months. So I think if you give the quarterback time, they're going to eventually come up with some big plays.
Yeah, what he needs to do, give him 3-4 seconds. That's all, because a good quarterback like that, he can get his first, second, third reads in that time. Let him get the ball off. If Carey can get into him, get a couple early quarterback hits, that might throw him off. But if they can give him 3-4 seconds per passing attempt, they should be good. And then my key to the game, spread it out. Goes with the passing game. Like I said, 4 receivers with over 450 yards, 28 touchdowns between all 4 of them. Share the love, because like I said earlier, Carey, they haven't really faced a team that has tried to pass a lot against them. All these teams during the playoffs, they've tried to run it, and Carey has been successful.
The Blue Devils won the toss today. They elected to defer. Coldwater will receive the football first, so we'll get an opportunity to see their offense out on the field, and it has been a dominant one throughout the tournament, as we were just alluding to. The defense, too, for both teams has been sharp. Coldwater's just given up 68 points so far through 5 weeks in the postseason. But, Carey, just a little bit better, baby. They're only giving up 9 points per game on the entire season, all of the games so far, and then 6.8 allowed during the postseason. You can't get much more dominant than that, holding your opponent and some quality opponents to under 7 points per outing.
And the stat that stands out for me for Carey defensively, only allowing 62 rushing yards per game. Wow. And they have faced some really good runners, especially in the playoffs. Connor Morse at Crestview, they faced a good Springfield quarterback. They did give up an 80-yard touchdown run on there, but that was it. They shut him down, who had over 1,000 yards rushing, and they're going to have to go up against Isaac Fullenkamp, who has 836 yards, 18 touchdowns rushing.
So that is going to wrap up our HDER Link pregame, and I see everybody out there dropping comments. A lot of fans from Carey on our Facebook page right now, and then a couple of Cavs fans too. I see Alana just chiming in. And from here on out, due to OHSAA regulations, this is going to be an audio broadcast. But every time there is a big play, whether that be a turnover, a touchdown, a sack, we are able to bring you guys highlights throughout the entire course of the game. But for now, you're just stuck looking at me and Travis. But you can at least hear us.
We're dressed up a little bit for the occasion as well. You know, this is state championship Saturday for us as well. So, you know, hopefully we bring you some good sounds from this one as we're ready to go. State title game, Brian. Let's go.
And we are underway, kicking it deep here. Anthony Bell. And it's going to be taken inside of the 10-yard line. Cutting back, reversing field here is Coldwater's Tanner Molenkamp. He's going to be tripped up before he even reaches the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the starting lineups offensively for Coldwater here today. We told you about Dellinger and what he brings. Volenkamp is going to be their running back, and then they have a couple of slot players. They run an interesting offense. Blasingame and Meyer are going to run those roles. Some more camps out there. How about Molenkamp and then Schwederman at the wide receivers? And then they've got a pretty physical offensive line up front as well, Travis.
Yeah, and that's the main key. Can they hold this strong defensive line as they go with a run play to start and nothing doing there? Tackle made by Landon Kemmerly, and you're going to hear his name a lot on both sides of the ball. He actually ran a couple times and scored a touchdown in last week's state semifinal, but he's one of the main linebackers that, you know, of this core defense for Carey.
And here are the starters this afternoon for the Carey Blue Devils. You mentioned their stud in the middle, Kemmerly. Up front, too, with Stoll, Steen, Broadman, and Summit. Boy, can they really get after the quarterback. They are ferocious. And on this second down play, Coldwater is going to pick up about 5 yards on the pass to the left side. It's a connection that goes into the hands of Blasingame. Tripped up, tackled on the play after he shook off the first initial wave. And then Carey's got him in a third down situation right now. Coldwater needing 4 yards to keep the drive alive, though this is a team likes to go for it on fourth down, just like the Blue Devils do.
Yeah, and we'll see if they do it so deep in their end. But that was a crossing pattern, made a couple of guys miss because that would have been only a 1-2 yard game. He gets 5 out of it to make third and short. Another quick pass. That's going to be completed out to Jesse Meyer, the wide receiver, and that's enough for a first down.
Picked up just enough. 6-yard pickup out across the 31-yard line. They brought a man in motion. It was Molenkamp, and they were able to sling it to the outside. One-on-one coverage. Nice catch by the big body target of Jesse Meyer, 6'4", 220 pounds. He was able to shield off the defender, fall forward for just enough to move the sticks.
We'll see if Coldwater continues to do these little dinks and dunks to try and get the Carey defensive backfield to, you know, bite on it and go for a deep pass as that run goes for 5 yards.
It's Blasingame. They brought him in motion from that slot position. They hand it off to him. He's able to pick up right about 3.5 yards. Carey, as they've been doing awesome throughout the season. They swarm, man. They tackle you in bunches. About 3 different guys in white jerseys and blue helmets help converge to make the stop. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 coming up for Coldwater. They've got 4 wide receivers, 3 of them to the right, 1 lined up tight to the left. They'll fake the inside give, and the pass is incomplete. Looking for Meyer, and boy, did the quarterback get planted back at the 25-yard line. Nice blitz, and Lance Woods was able to get in there.
Yeah, nobody was able to get him untouched in on the quarterback. He read that RPO perfectly and got a clean hit on the quarterback to set up this 3rd down and about 6 for Coldwater.
Cavaliers break the huddle. Trips to the left. Lone receiver to the near side is Myers. And they're going to throw it into heavy coverage, and it's going to be broken up. Big hit from Derek Lonsway coming up and stuck Tanner Molenkamp right in the back. Initially, he had the catch. There were 3 Devils in the area, but it was the big stick from Lonsway that's going to get him off the field. Here comes the punt unit.
Oh, did we mention not only does the quarterback play offense, but then he lays the boom on defense. We've seen him make a couple plays like that so far in this playoff year. But, hey, Carey, big stop. It looks like they're going to get the ball. We'll see if they actually punt it away from Coldwater. But a nice start to this game by the Carey Blue Devils.
Anthony Bell back to receive. He's standing at his own 24-yard line. It's going to be a short punt. He comes up and he fumbles it at the 30, recollects it just in time. 3 Cavaliers were in the area. He falls forward out to the 32, and that's where the Blue Devils will set up shop. Let's meet the starters today for the Carey offense, led by Lonsway and Vallejo. We talk about them, but up front, boy, can they just be more physical than you. With Cordy, you got Claus, Bouchon, Paul, and Ferguson. Love what they bring to the table each and every game, Travis, with those guys just typically winning the line of scrimmage.
You could call them the big uglies because they do it in an ugly way. Not a bad thing, but they just continue to fight you and pound you down there as Carey's going to get a couple yards on that carry to start things off for them.
It's going to be a toss play that's read basically right away there. Gage Summit with the carry, picked up about a yard.
Yeah, 2 yards. You're going to want this carry offense. You'll see they'll get 3-4 yards. That's what they will need to continue to push them down. But, 2 yards, that's not – they want to get a couple more out of the carry.
Here's the Coldwater starters here tonight. Really, really good in the secondary. We'll see if Carey elects to try to test them. They don't typically throw it a lot, and they're going to run it here on second down. Coldwater was waiting for it. They had 8 guys stacking the box. It's Vallejo, and he might have been driven backwards.
They're going to give him forward progress right back to the line of scrimmage, but you saw 6-7 defensive players from Coldwater there immediately swarming to Vallejo and stopping him for no gain. We haven't seen many no gains from Jordan Vallejo here this season, so that's a big, big stop. Sets up third down and long.
Kemmerly checks out for this third down play. Summit back into the mix. Blue Devils break the huddle. Lonsway's got 2 tight ends. Lone back is Vallejo. They'll turn play action to him. Lonsway doesn't see anybody, and he's in trouble. He's going to get slung down, sacked on the play. Coldwater got 2 players into the area. Josh Welsh eventually able to rip him down for the big sack.
Yeah, great job by that secondary. Read the fake, got out on the 2 wide receivers that were making a bit of a flag play from the left side to the right. Covered him well, and then Lonsway unable to get away from number 52, and that's Josh Kaup.
So it's going to be 4th down 15. Devils moving backwards on this drive.
And nice job by Coldwater. They're playing the field position game. Got the stop, and they should have good field position here.
Bell punts it. It's off the side of his foot. It's going to take a carry bounce inside the 40. Molenkamp thought about taking it, and then he kind of just dove out of the way of the football as he saw 3-4 guys in white jerseys coming in. They touch it down at the 38-yard line. That's where Coldwater is going to have the football here after a quick TV timeout. And so far here early on, Travis, what we've seen some positives certainly on both sides, mostly from the defensive units. Coldwater, though, really looking strong there on the opening drive. Carey's strength is they'll usually move the line of scrimmage. They'll be a little bit more physical than you. They'll change the point of attack. Not so much there on that drive as you saw that the Coldwater Cavaliers were getting into the backfield on all 3 plays.
Yeah, and we're going to see if Lonsway plays into this game a little bit more in the running attack, that RPO. Maybe give a couple more chances for Vallejo, and then every once in a while, at the last second, pull out that attempt for the run and go off to the side, because Vallejo does that so well. He over 1,000 yards rushing for the Blue Devils. So we'll see if they can get that going, or maybe they're going to have to go into the passing game a little bit more, Brian, because it looks like Coldwater, they're going to continue to stack this box because their number 1 threat against them is Jordan Vallejo and just the way he runs. So Carey might have to open up the offense a little bit more than they have in the last few playoff games.
Want to welcome everybody in that's watching live and free right now on our Facebook and as well as our main YouTube page. And let's read some of these comments. Tons of love for Carey, of course. We've had great fanfare throughout this postseason run with your coverage. Taylor Wright throwing out some good luck to Carey here this afternoon. Travis Jeffrey says, let's go, Carey.
Cougar fan here.
Ooh, how about Christy Barker weighing in? She says, go, Carey. Once you beat her team, she was kind of okay rooting for you now. From Gallion as well, Jared Lehman from a somewhat local team school area.
Northern 10, they're in our area.
Jim Hopkins, let's go Coldwater. So we've got fanfare on both sides chiming in. Cindy cheering on the Blue Devils. And we also would love to know where you guys are watching from here today. We're going to have our Fan Zone ticker throughout the entire contest. So drop us a line. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for when big plays happen. Let us know what you think about it, and you just might end up on today's Burson Bakies Insurance Fan Zone. Back to the action now, and Coldwater, the offense back out onto the field, and they're going to go play action here. They're going to swing it out into the flat for Bregame, and he throws a nice stiff arm, was able to get away initially from Derek Lonsway, and then bursted across midfield. 13-yard pickup. They're going to move the chains.
And that was a nice job by Tyler Schwederman. Got a quick last-second block in the backfield. Looked like it was going to be a loss on the play. Gets the block, allows them to open up, and then get a big gain across the 50 into Carey territory.
Dellinger back into the huddle, and Coldwater breaks it with 4 receivers, 2 split out to each side.
Coldwater going with these dink and dunks still. We'll see, are they going to attempt a downfield pass yet, or are they just going to continue to go with what has kind of worked for them so far?
Bregame comes in motion,
he has him open.
Going up top. Dellinger right on the money. Tyler Schwederman with the catch. He's touchdown at the 1-yard line. Bryce Conti with the coverage, and he was able to get in behind him. Big play right there, the biggest so far of the game, and that pass basically perfect, right on the money from Dellinger.
Yeah, you don't see that much with Bryce Conti getting burned like that, but, you know, he makes the big play, and then he takes off and makes the huge catch there down to the 1, and now Coldwater knocking on the door, looking to strike first as you take a look at the Simonson Construction Services replay.
First and goal.
Not going to make it.
Coldwater runs it straight ahead. Carey really stacked the box. They had 10 guys within about 4 yards of the football, and they all converged to make the stop. No gain. It's going to be second and goal coming up after the carry there that went nowhere from Schwedermeyer.
Yeah, we'll see if this Carey defense, they bend but not break during the playoffs. They've made some big stands inside their own territory. Can they do it here on second and goal from the 6-inch line?
It's going to be a 3-back set. Dellinger with a man to his left hip. That's Schwedermeyer. He's got the lead block, and into the end zone goes Isaac Folenkamp. So the first points of the game are going to belong to Coldwater at the 5:41 mark. The student section going absolutely bananas as the Cavaliers strike first. The defending champs with a strong drive there after they forced Carey into a 3-and-out on their opening possession.
Yeah, it was a nice job. First play, they try to go up the middle. This time, they fake it, go with the pitch out to the left side with a lead blocker and nearly untouched, but he goes in for the score, and Coldwater strikes first.
We'll show you a Simonson Construction replay of that touchdown coming up after this PAT.
Referee stopped for a moment to reset the play clock.
Justin Kopp on to attempt the PAT. Dellinger will hold. Good snap. Kick is up. It is through. So just about at the midway point here of the opening quarter, it's Coldwater on top, 7-0 over Carey. And a heck of a statement drive right there by the defending champs, as they did a big play, of course, in the passing game after they had the swing pass to the outside.
Yeah, but you know that was set up by the defense. The defense forced a 3-and-out. They got a sack. They got that momentum, played some field position there, got the little swing pass, sets up the big play, and then 2 runs later, they're in. But Carey, they've been in this position before many times in the playoffs, allowing a first score or an answering score before the defense really knows what they are doing and shuts things down. So Carey, they've been in this position before. Nothing to worry about quite yet. I mean, it's so early in the game, and this team, you know, as the game moves on, they just get better.
We'll see if they can generate some type of a response here. As Myers got it teed up. Coldwater looking to kick it deep.
They only have 10 players out there. They tried to run somebody on late, but that would have been an illegal substitution. So we'll see if Carey can capitalize on this. It's 11 on 10 right now.
Short kick.
Can't do it, though.
Taken by Conti at the 15-yard line. It was excellent kickoff coverage. Boy, they really swarmed down here on the near sideline. Did Coldwater to stop them for very limited return out to the 24.
10 guys, 11 guys, doesn't matter for this kickoff team from Coldwater. I think the coaches saw that. They went for the little pooch kick, and Seth Stewart just sprinted down and made the open field tackle to stop Carey back inside their own 25. That's where they will start 1st and 10. And can they move the ball? They have one positive play so far, and that came on the first play of their last drive.
It's going to be Lonsway under center. 2 back set. Vallejo dots the I. They got the toss to him, and Coldwater was ready for it. 8 guys in black jerseys. Boy, I don't know that I've seen perceived quite like that this season. Everybody swarming to the football. He stopped for no gain on the play.
Isaac Folenkamp went through his blocker, actually pushed his blocker into Vallejo, and that stopped everything. Vallejo, usually he'll get into that first block and bounce off, but no. Once again, Coldwater swarming for no gain.
1 receiver set on a 2nd and 10. Lonsway turns, play action. Coldwater brings the blitz. Carey picks it up. Lonsway going deep, got a man, and it's going to be complete into enemy territory. Bryce Conti made a great adjustment in midair, and he's down to the 47-yard line of the Cavaliers. Huge play for the momentum for Carey after they had been stopped on their first 4 offensive plays for nada.
Conti had to come back to this ball, kind of mossed the cornerback as well, but I think that's the only place that Lonsway could have put that to be a completion because it looked like he was covered. The cornerback kind of runs past him. Conti comes back for the big catch and a big play for Carey when they desperately needed one.
They bring a man in motion. They'll fake it to Vallejo. It's going to be Lonsway keeping straight ahead, makes a man miss, and then drags a would-be tackler for another half yard. They're going to move the sticks again. Back-to-back first downs for the Blue Devils.
And that's what's going to be needed to open up Vallejo. Lonsway's going to have to get a couple big plays on the ground to force Coldwater to focus on him as well. That would open up the running game for Vallejo, so they won't stack the box as much for him. So these 2 big plays are huge going down the line, not only for now.
3 back set this time. Vallejo, the second man, they're going to give it to Bell. He was the deep back. He's got about a 6-yard pickup on first down. So Carey won the point of attack that time, opened up a crease. Bell was able to shoot through for a decent gain.
And Bell, one of those 5 runners that will get the ball. Bell coming into this one, 55 carries, 304 yards, 6 touchdowns, and he also catches the ball 10 times, 158. So you'll see Carey spreading it out, giving it to multiple running backs today, and that's just trying to throw Coldwater off to open up the game for Vallejo.
It's a team that averages 260 yards per contest on the ground. They come out in a shotgun formation here on second. And they're going to fake it to Vallejo. Lonsway taking it right side. He's got enough for the first down and more. Gang tackled after he got inside of the 25 down to the 23-yard line, and it's another first down, the 3rd on this drive for the Devils.
We talk about Vallejo being elusive. Conti there hitting that juke button a couple times, breaking a couple tackles, getting some extra yardage, and now they're getting towards that red zone. They're on the 23, quickly driving and looking for an answer here, down 7-0.
Devils with a quick huddle. They'll break it. 2 tight end set. Vallejo, the lone back, flanked by a couple of slot guys, and this time Jordan ahead, runs over a guy, falls forward over the 15. He's going to be about 1.5 yards shy of what they need for a fresh set, but that was the most powerful run that we've seen so far from the 270-pound junior.
And like I said, a couple other running backs opened things up for Vallejo, and he did what we've seen time in and time out. Almost ran over Blazingame, but he was able to make the shoestring tackle because if he didn't, Vallejo's in the end zone, and we're a point away from being tied. Nonetheless, 2nd and short inside the red zone for Carey.
Looking to answer the big touchdown drive by Coldwater, and they give it to the Winnebago again. He's got the first down and adds on about 6-7 more, dragging people with him down to the 6-yard line. First down and goal on the way for Carey.
This is the Carey offense that we are used to seeing. Vallejo starting to get his feet underneath him. That offensive line starting to get an initial push to allow him to get into that line before he can break through. Now, 1st and goal from the 6 for Carey.
They'll run Lance Woods off, bring in some bigger bodies. Conti lined up on the wing to the right. Off to the left is E.J. Bose. Lonsway under center. Turns, and he's going to run. In behind Vallejo, who's got a big block, and Derek knocked down. It looked like he was going to burst into the end zone. Great shoestring tackle that time by the Cavaliers, but still, the Blue Devils on the move inside of the 1-yard line now.
Had that sweep, faked it, rolled out to his right, had 3 guys ahead of him, had a convoy blocking for him, just tripped up, but it's 2nd and goal from the 1, and you got to think who they're going to give it here.
Come on.
There's Vallejo.
He's going to be the 2nd of 3 backs. They'll have Bell, the deep man.
Isaac Carmen, the lead back.
Lonsway turns, gives it to Vallejo,
it.
and he's going to burst in, keeps his feet. Jordan Vallejo answers the bell. Touchdown, number 1 for the Carey Blue Devils, and their fans up on their feet. Boy, do they have a bunch of fans here in Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium today in Canton. A lot of Carey faithful making the drive out here. There's a lot more shades of blue for Carey here in the building today than there is for the dark blue of Coldwater.
Well, you got to think Coldwater's all the way on the Indiana border down Route 30, but huge answer for Carey. They haven't been in a state championship since 1975. You think if Coldwater goes down, gets that big play, it might throw them off a little bit? No, they got that answer, that patent answer that you've seen game in and game out in the playoffs.
And now they're going for 2, Travis. They're going to line up with the Winnebago. He spins away from a couple
he got
of defenders and dragging into the end zone. Marcel Blazin game with him. Carey taking the lead, 8-7.
Punches and counter punches. Carey going for 2, gets it. We saw the last couple weeks they weren't unable to score on the 2-point conversion, but this time Jordan Vallejo would not be denied. Carey leads 8-7.
And I believe we have the Carey coaching staff right next to us.
It is.
It's kind of some frosted glass, so you can just barely see through there. But, man, they're showing a lot of emotion. I see some hands coming out the window. They are certainly excited.
But just watch Vallejo just bust through in there for that opening score for Carey. And then on that 2-point conversion, he got hit behind the goal line 3-4 times. But like I said, that elusiveness. He spun off of 1. He went through another guy and then reached across the goal line into the end zone.
So what a response for the Carey offense. They take the lead now 8-7 after Coldwater delivered a big punch there with the long pass that set him up to Schwederman inside of the 1-yard line, and then later the short touchdown run. So big response for the Carey Blue Devils. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you think about that last touchdown drive by Carey as they've got it teed up. It's going to be Bell to kick it away deep. 2 men back waiting at their own 5-yard line for the Cavaliers. And it's going to be Molenkamp who's going to take it at the 15. Looking to reverse field, coming near side now. He's going to come all the way here near side. Still running. Gets away from Bell and across the 45-yard line. Pushed out at the 46 in front of his own bench. Excellent return, and it looked like that was by design, Travis. You saw a couple of linemen peel back, set things up on the outside, and this Coldwater team back in business. Excellent field position to start their 3rd drive.
Yeah, it kind of outkicked his coverage too. Had it down in the corner, but once Carey's line was able to get down there, he was already moving to his right. That front wall was already set up, and now Coldwater immediately with an answer almost at midfield.
Dellinger with a quick toss
Big
play,
stick.
but Carey was ready for it. It was Isaac Fullenkamp who got the toss, tried to hit the perimeter, but guess who? Bursting in there, Landon Kemmerly, and then he had a couple of other buddies to help drag him down.
That's his 37th tackle for loss. Wow. He also leads the team with 155 tackles. He does it all. And, yeah, also we saw last week he runs the ball. So, yeah, Jordan Vallejo doesn't play both ways, but Landon Kemmerly does, and he is the main cog of this defense for Carey.
Dellinger with a 2-back set, one to each side, takes the snap from the shotgun, swings it out, and it's a huge tackle in the backfield. Back-to-back plays for loss. Cooper Broadman this time read it all the way. This time it's going to go for -5, folks.
This team coming in with 176 tackles for losses. Broadman, that's his 20 and a half tackle for loss. A lot of these linebackers and defensive linemen, they are not afraid to go in there, take a chance, and that was a great open field tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, it's at least a 6-7 yard gain, and they're back 3rd and short. But now it's 3rd and really long for Coldwater.
We'll see if the Cavaliers elect to take the snap here or if they let the first quarter come to the end. Dellinger will take it. The
Should
heat
have
is
taken
on.
the
Cameron
clock.
Got there. 2 other guys come in to help make the snap. The sack. Trenton Stoll got in there, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. Blue Devils going to get the football back to open up the second. They lead it 8-7 after 1.
Ninety-four percent of my salary employees came from working out on the floor. They've went from loading a press to a staff member. Yeah, to be a team member here, you have to be a hard worker, extremely dependable, willing to work long hours, have good people skills. Here at the Carey plant, the sky's the limit.
Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
Fourth down and 25 yards for Coldwater to open up second quarter action here after the Carey Blue Devils back-to-back-to-back TFLs on the third drive of the game for the Cavaliers after they scored on the previous drive.
And you heard me as we were going to break. I think some of those Coldwater linemen thought they were going to go to the end of the quarter because Carey had a huge push. There was 5-6 guys in the backfield for the sack.
Point.
And you think if Coldwater goes to the break, they're going to have a more manageable play to come out of here. But now instead, they got the punt.
They're going to have...
And it's a short one, too.
It's from Jesse Myers. It skips at the Carey 45-yard line and takes a couple of nice Coldwater hops down all the way into the 26. Bell let it go by him. There was a whole gang of Cavaliers that were coming by. Probably the right decision. So Carey's going to get the football back after they scored on their previous possession. Jordan Vallejo getting into the end zone yet again, adding on to his already school record. He's got 35 TDs now this year.
Yeah, that punt only going 25 yards in the air, but the spin of it let it roll all the way back inside the 30. But this is a big defensive stop for Carey, 2-3 and out. That offensive line right back out there that continue to try and wear down this defensive line from Coldwater.
They're going to bring Lance Woods in motion. They're going to toss it to him coming near side, and he's going to pick up a couple. We'll give him 2 yards on first down here as they'll bring it to the near side hash. 2nd and 8 on the way for the Devils.
Yeah, you see the Devils starting to balance things out defensively. They're not just focusing on 1 or 2 players. They're trying to stop it down, but that means Vallejo is going to have a little bit more of an open running path. And we'll see if he can use that here as he did the second part of that last drive that got him into the end zone.
What's up, Vicky? Watching all the way from Florida, and how about some international viewership coming in from Switzerland as well? Welcome, Chastity.
Thank you for watching.
Derek Lonsway on 2nd down takes the snap. Convoy in front of him. He's going to take it in through a crease for a gain of about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and manageable. Blue Devils are going to need about 2 to keep the drive alive and get the chain gang back on the move.
That's the positive game they needed after only getting 2 on first. They needed 4 or 5 yards to set up where they're comfortable third and manageable 3rd and 2. And if they don't get it here, do you think maybe they go for it on 4th down? We've seen them do it before. We'll have to see. But, they still have this 3rd and 2 with Jordan Vallejo, who has not seen the ball yet on this possession.
He's going to be the lead blocker this time for Bell. He goes left side, gets clipped down low, and he falls for just enough. Chain gang will be on the move. Fresh set on the way for the Carey offense.
Now, Jordan Vallejo doesn't play on the defensive side, but when he plays offense, he's still a good blocking lead back as well. And it's crazy because he would probably be one of the main players on that defensive line, but they have so many big guys that he's allowed to only play offense, and still Carey doesn't lose anything on the defensive side.
Carey has not been at a disadvantage in terms of size on the offensive line all season long, as they're going to go with a counter run here on 1st down. Gage Summit cutting back against the grain, picks up 3 yards out to the 40-yard line. 2nd down and 7 coming up.
Haven't seen much of Gage Summit this season. He had only 6 carries for 22 yards coming into this one, but we said the same thing about Kemmerly last week. He only had 20-some yards, and he was able to bust a couple big plays. So make that 6-7 guys that can run the ball now for Carey.
They've already had 5 guys carry the rock so far, and we're just barely kicking off the 2nd quarter, and it's going to be Jordan Vallejo cutting back through the teeth of the defense. 4 more yards, 3rd down and short. I think about less than a yard is what they're going to need, approaching midfield at the 46-yard line.
And he saw that hole, was able to cut back. That play was going to the right, cuts back to the left, avoids one tackler, runs through another, and then he lunges for another extra 2 yards to set up another 3rd and short where Carey is comfortable. Vallejo now over 20 yards rushing. He's up to 23.
Lead back is Carmen. Vallejo behind him. They're going to go play action. Lonsway wants it all. Going upstairs. Conti one-on-one. Lays out for it. Incomplete. Broken up on the play. Great coverage by Marcel Blazingame.
And you got to think if they take a shot like that on 3rd down, they're going to come back and go for it on 4th, and that is exactly what Carey is going to do. Why not when you have a 4th and short and you have Jordan Vallejo and company in the backfield? It allows you to take those chances. And I think if Conti stays up instead of tripping and falling over, he might have been able to catch that anyway.
They're going to go for it on 4th down. Vallejo all the way. The second back trucks through one guy, spins away from another. He's into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. 9-yard pickup for Vallejo, and that was pretty close. It looked initially like he was going to be stopped, but nah. You can't slow down a Winnebago. Just too big. Went through a couple of defenders. Huge gain. Move the chains.
And we can't show you, but I can show you what they did. There was a defender that came in, tried to grab him, and what did Vallejo do? Spun around him and carried him down to the ground. He is that strong, and that got 9 yards when he only needed 1. Big carry by Jordan Vallejo, and Carey still on the move, converting on 4th and 1.
Go with a one-back set here. It is Jordan. They'll toss it to him. Lonsway, the lead blocker, coming through the hole, and they're going to push the pile for a pickup of 4 yards here on 1st down. 2nd down and 6 as Coldwater getting blown off the ball a little bit more here as Carey starting to find their footing on offense, certainly in the trenches.
It was like Vallejo was in a little bit of a bubble there with his linemen. All 5 linemen, 6 linemen actually, because they have extra guys, were downfield right with Vallejo, and he was finally taken down. But that's Carey football for you. Carey, baby.
On 2nd down, they're going to come out shotgun look. 3 receivers here to the near side. Lonsway with the hard count. And now he's going to follow Vallejo in through the hole. Actually, Coldwater were able to slip around Jordan. Got in there to bust that thing up. Nice play made by Braylon Dawson.
Kind of a blown play there. It looked like Lonsway wanted to give it to Vallejo, but he took off too early. And by the time that he saw that he needed to run that, there were 3 guys in the backfield. Big stop for Coldwater. It sets up the first 3rd and long of this series for Carey.
It's going to be Lonsway under center, 2-back set. Vallejo, the deep man. 1 receiver is Conti out to the left side. Coldwater jumped, No flags. They clearly, it looked like, infringed on the line of scrimmage there. Should have been a 5-yard penalty. Instead, it's going to be only about a 1-2-yard pickup here for the Blue Devils out to the 40-yard line. 4th down is coming up. They're going to need 4 yards here, Travis. And I think the officiating crew definitely missed that one.
Yeah, it looked like he jumped across the line of scrimmage where the ball was. It was really close. We could see it from high atop Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium where we are right now, but didn't get the call. Still gets a few yards. It's 4th and 4. Big play here for the Coldwater defense. Can they finally get a stop?
Big package set, and they're just going to run it straight ahead with Vallejo. Not going to get it this time.
Vallejo tried the bounce off to the left, but there were 5 guys waiting for him right there. Coldwater does get the stop on 4th and long, and they will take over in good field position at their 40.
Just what the Coldwater Cavaliers defense needed. They've been getting driven back a little bit on the line of scrimmage. Carey had been winning the battle of the big fellas down there. This time the linebacking core just swarmed that time. All 3 of them were able to come in, help make the stop. And we'll get Dellinger back out on the field. He's 6 of 8 so far, 65 yards through the air, and that's where they make their bread. They're going to come out here 4 wide, and then a tight end here to the left side. 2 receivers to each side. The throw!
Picked!
It's overthrown. It's going to be picked off by Bell. Anthony Bell taking it inside of the 25-yard line. Huge turnover for Carey, as on the first play of the drive, Coldwater gives it right back.
It looked like there were 2 wide receivers. He threw in between both of them. As you take a look at the Simonson Construction replay, had one guy just overthrew him, and it's picked off, and Carey gets it right back. They're driving once again at the 24. It's like they didn't even give the ball back up.
So the Blue Devils come up with the first turnover of the game. We've got a TV timeout down on the field. I'd like to take a quick opportunity and thank all of our generous sponsors that help bring you this high school playoff football broadcast live and free here on the OH Report, including Wilson Tire Company, located in Upper Sandusky, Canton, and Tiffin. They keep you rolling. Burson Bakies Insurance, located in the heart of Carey at 105 West Finlay Street. Triple C Electrical and Construction. Go with the winning team. Triple C. Danner's Towing and Recycling. Big or small, they tow them all with 24-hour service from their 2 locations in Sycamore as well as Upper Sandusky. HDER Link Wireless Internet serving the Carey area. Bridgestone APM Company, hiring now with benefits and competitive wages. Click the careers tabs on the website link right in the description below to apply. And by Teijin Automotive Technologies, you can join their team as well at TeijinAutomotive.com. Check out careers.
Thank you, everybody, for sponsoring us. It's been a blast covering Carey the last few weeks. Great team, great story getting here, and we thank all of you for helping us, bring this to you live and free. Only audio, but still we're giving you some replays, so it's almost live and free. Still live, still free, just not as much video. We'll get you a highlight of that later. But thank you, everybody. And for those of you wondering, over off to our right, that is Storm Blunchley, our great cameraman, bringing you all of those moving pictures on the replay, showing you that great interception that has Carey set up here with 5:47 left in the half, and they get the ball to start the second half as well. But Brian, state championship Saturday, this is the day that you dream of as a kid, watching high school football, playing up through the Pee-wees, everything like that, especially for this Carey squad. They've heard stories about the 1975 team that won in overtime in Akron for the state championship. And I'm going to ask you who they played later as a quick trivia question.
Oh, boy.
Anybody in the comments section, do you know who Carey defeated 15-7 in overtime in 1975? Give us let's see what your answers are down in the comments, and I'll give you some shout-outs if you can get it right. But I mean,
maybe put together a prize package, whoever answers first, and you get it right.
But I mean, this is the game that everybody dreams for. And Carey, they've answered the tone so far. As Vallejo crosses his way up, I think if he would have cut it up and went straight forward instead of trying to move backwards, he would have got a couple more yards. But nonetheless, he still gets 1 yard out of it.
It was a toss play to Jordan. They tried to get the defense moving one way as they brought Conti in motion. Jordan with the toss to the near side comes back against the grain, picks up about 1 yard, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
So Carey, after the huge interception, coming up on 5 minutes remaining, even if they have to settle for a field goal or turnover on downs, watch the clock. If they can get this clock down even to the half here, that's a big win for them. It keeps that Coldwater offense off of the field, that they can have the big play.
It's going to be Lonsway with the carry here on
As a
second
whole.
down. Big burst to the outside. Derek Lonsway running through a couple of arm tackles. He's inside of the 10-yard line all the way down to the 6. Huge burst right there. We're going to give him 17 yards on the gain.
Yeah, great blocking by the wide receivers off to the right, created a hole, and he used his speed to break through that and get inside the 10. It's 1st and goal, Carey. And Cindy, you are right. They defeated Newark Catholic 15-7 at the Akron Rubber Bowl in 1975 to win the team's first and only, so far, state championship. But Carey driving right here, 1st and goal.
They've got a 3-back set. They're going to give it to the lead man. It's Kemmerly fighting for extra yardage. He was hit almost immediately and just kept the feet moving. Pickup of a couple of yards. Down to the 3-yard line is where they're going to mark him down.
Kemmerly had one of my favorite plays in last week's state semifinal. He went into the line of scrimmage. You thought he was going to be eaten up there, but all of a sudden, boom, he's 5 yards down the field immediately. It's like he teleported from the line of scrimmage into the end zone. Great play. Got to watch. If you want to watch that, you can watch the replay of last week's game down low on our Facebook feed, and you can watch it also live and free on YouTube after this game, though.
3-back set yet again. Bell's going to dot the I. Lonsway turns left side. Gets
He
a
got
block
the
to the
corner.
outside, and Derek's going to coast into the end zone. Carey strikes again. Derek Lonsway with the 3-yard touchdown run. They set it up beautifully. All 3 of his backs got out in front. He just followed the convoy straight into the end zone. One man tried to reach out and get him. Derek Burson, 14-7 now. Let's take a look at the replay.
And you can see that D-end almost was able to blow that up. Actually, the linebacker got a hand on Lonsway, but he already had the corner, and he got into the end zone. Carey up 14-7, looking to make this a 15-point game with 3:41 left. A huge score by the Blue Devils off the turnover.
They're going to kick the PAT this time to try to maintain that 8-point cushion as Bell puts it up.
Easily.
And it's going to be good. Yeah, he got a lot of mustard behind that. The officials looked at each other. I think it was high enough that maybe it's tough to tell.
That would have been good from 40.
A little bit breezy down on the field. We see that there's a slight wind coming in, but otherwise a beautiful, perfect day for Championship Saturday. We're in the mid-40s in terms of the temperature. I mean, you almost don't even need a coat. I didn't wear one here today outside of this blazer, so awesome, awesome weather out here and a great run. Look at the blocking setup by Carey to the outside. Derek Lonsway getting into the end zone for his first touchdown. He's got 9 carries, 42 yards in the score. Vallejo right now, 10 carries, 38 yards and a touchdown. And right now, Carey, baby, they rocking and rolling, Travis. It just took them a little bit of time to, I think, adjust to the atmosphere here, perhaps. It's a big game. It's a little bit earlier. You're not accustomed to playing at 3 o'clock. But now that they've established themselves, this is a Carey team that we've been seeing all season long. Such dominance. I think they are statistically the most dominant team in Division VI, certainly as a defensive unit, giving up under 7 points per game so far in the postseason.
And we've seen this with this team all playoffs long. They might give up the early score, but that's just the defense feeling out things, getting set up, and since that opening score, they have really controlled the game on both ends of the ball. Despite turning it over on downs deep in Coldwater territory, what do? They settle back. They get the big pick off the mistake by Dillinger, his 13th interception of the year, and they go down and cash in with the score. Now, even if Coldwater comes down and scores before the half, Carey gets the ball back. They have all the momentum. If they can get a stop and go into the half up 8, even better for them. But momentum is on the side of the Blue Devils as they go for an onside kick.
And
Oh,
Carey,
just out of bounds.
They had guys in the area. Boy, it was a gutsy play. Set up very nicely. Definitely took Coldwater by surprise. Let's check it out.
Carey going for the throat early. I love the call. If they can get possession there, go down and score again with possession out of the half, that would make it extremely hard for Coldwater, who barely avoided something terrible there for them. Another gutsy play call by the Blue Devils.
And then they marked off 5 yards as well, so
kick out of bounds.
It's going to put Coldwater at the 50-yard line, right at midfield. First down to open up the drive with Dellinger back in the gun. One man to his left. He's going to come near side and air it out. He's got his man, and a tackle made quickly as Molenkamp made the catch, and he's going to pick up 7 yards to start this drive.
So Dellinger going back to those shorter outs, shorter sweep passes, gets the completion to start off here. Good gain of 6. Brings up second down and short. Now inside Carey territory as we come up on 3 minutes remaining. Both teams with 3 timeouts, Aldo.
Trips to the right for Dellinger. Lone man in the backfield is Folenkamp. They'll bring a man in motion. They're going to hand it off to him. It's Marcel Blazengame, tackled almost immediately by Lance Woods. He's going to be short of first down yardage, third down, and very short coming up. They need about less than a yard.
Great read by Woods. He was playing back in coverage, saw the sweep. It looked like he was going to get a lot of yards out of that, but Woods comes in. Great stick by him to get the gain of only 1. Now it's third down and 2.
And we see Purdy out there. She says she's screaming, enjoying the contest. We'll see if he can will him to a third down stop here. Carey brings some heat. Blitz comes. Coldwater's got the first down. Isaac Folenkamp ran up the middle, veered out to the right. He's got a pickup of 3. They only needed 1. Chain gang on the move to the 39.
Yeah, the play was going off to the left. He saw there was a bit of a hole opening up to the right side, cuts back, gets 3 when he needed 2, and Coldwater continuing the move now inside the 40 of Carey as we come up on 2 minutes left in the half.
Go with 3 receivers up to the top. Meyer in the slot. Lone receiver down here to the near side is Molenkamp. Dellinger got some pressure coming from the backside. A sack. He fumbles. It's still loose. Carey eventually falls on top of it.
That's the fumble thing. So no, my bad. I thought it was a flag. It wasn't. That was the beanbag for the fumble, and Carey got it.
So Landon Kemmerly recovers the fumble. Let's show you this replay here presented by Simonson Construction. The blitz, the heat gets there by Lance Woods from the backside. Ball is loose, and guess who? The senior linebacker who's having a dynamite year comes in, scoops it up. Carey baby, back in business with the football.
Lance Woods, another big play on this possession, comes from the back end. And Carey, once again with possession. They went for the onside kick, didn't get it, but the defense says, we got your back. We'll force another turnover. And now with 2 minutes, they have 3 timeouts left and only 42 yards to go.
What a massive spot here for this offensive Carey with an opportunity to extend their lead out to 2 scores here. They're going to take a timeout, though. Want to talk things over, make sure that they get the right play in here. Don't think they were expecting to have the football that quickly. Now they've got it at the 42-yard line. In great position with 2 minutes before the break to really take a grip on this game, Travis. They've been the better team for a quarter and a half, and this could be a huge statement heading into the locker room.
Yeah, if you're coach right now, you're telling your boys, let's at least get this to the half up 8. If we can score and make it a 2-possession game, that's even better. But let's run the 2 minutes off the clock. We get the ball to start the second half. That's the only thing. Don't give up the ball here in the last 2 minutes.
And you see the rushing total so far. That's what the Blue Devils do, of course. They don't throw it a lot. Just 4 completions last week in the regional championship. Just 1 completion for Derek Lonsway. So they're so good and efficient at moving the football on the ground that they really don't have to try the air game very often. That's kind of the case here so far. Coldwater, too, they're completely different. Typically, they just put the ball in Dellinger's hands, and they just let him go to work on the season. Well over 3,000 yards passing for this team. They do have 2,200 rushing, but it's a team that's pass first, and then they use that to open up the running game eventually.
Yeah, and one of our keys was giving Dellinger time. Didn't have time. That possession did not have enough time. Fumbles the ball away.
Bryce Conti in motion. They're going to hand it to him on first down to open up the drive.
And
Flag
comes in on the play
at the 40-yard line as Conti gets inside of the 35 down to the 34. This one's going to be coming back, holding on the play.
Yeah, that was on the wide receiver off to the left side. Little more handsy than he should have been. It's going to take it 10 yards back to midfield and set up first down and 18. So this is to the point where maybe you do just want to run it to the half now.
Still with 2 timeouts, a $1:53 at midfield.
I would at least keep it on the ground. They've been able to get some big chunk plays out of it, but I just don't think they should take it to the air and chance stopping the clock on an incompletion and giving Coldwater a chance to score before the break. But hey, that's why I'm up here and they're playing down there.
Coldwater comes out, just 3 defensive linemen. 2 men off the edge showing blitz. They're going to bring the heat. Play action. Lonsway's got excellent protection. He's going to go deep. Conti's got a
Oh, what a catch!
And he reaches out inside of the 15. That's as great of an athletic play as you will see. Bryce Conti, are you kidding me? 35 yards on the grab. Whoa.
What do I know? I don't know anything. Just go for the throat with the big play there.
Check this out, folks. Look at the reach. Lonsway, too. Ton of credit to him. Puts it right on the money. He's now 2 of 3 through the air for 65 yards. That's the biggest throw so far, though, of the afternoon.
What a play. Bryce Conti on the defensive side, 8 interceptions to lead not only his team but the Northern 10 Conference.
Wow.
He can catch the ball. We've seen it twice, 2 big plays here. The first one to really start the offense going on their second possession, and right here to get them back into scoring range with still 1:45 left and 2 timeouts.
From the 14 now. 1st and 10. 1 back set. 2 flanking to the outside. They'll toss it to Vallejo. He cuts back inside, lowers his shoulder, lays the boom, knocks 1 defender to the ground as he picks up 7.
Had a big hole. And when you go one-on-one with Jordan Vallejo, more times than not, you're going to get carried back and then lose. And you saw that right there. They actually dove down and went for his ankles. You can't do that as well because Vallejo will just work his feet. He keeps them moving, and he gets inside the 10-yard line, coming up on a minute left here in the half, 2nd and short.
Lonsway turns, hands, coming to the far side is Lance Woods. And he's going to be tackled after a gain of 1. Excellent pursuit by the linebackers to get in there and stop it. Initially, it looked like it was going to form and could be successful to the outside. Cavs shut it down. 3rd down coming up, and a timeout on the play. Taken by Carey. It's going to be their 2nd.
Folenkamp with the shoestring tackle, got the ankles of him to stop him from getting the 1st down. I like the timeout by Carey. It's 3rd down and 2. Let's set up not only 1, if you don't get it on 3rd down, set 2 plays up so you can get right back to the line and run a 4th down play. 50 seconds left in the half. You have a lot of time to do it as well. Even if you get bottled up after a yard, time can run off the clock. That timeout, I like what they did there, still giving you 50 seconds to do.
Checking in on the comment section on Facebook, and I see Matt. OMG, Macy Conley, can you believe this? Blue Devils knocking on the door, looking to extend their lead. See some family affair going on. Trisha says, hey, what's up, cuz? Go Blue. Cheering on these Blue Devils. Let's get some points before the half, says Matt. Misty and Christy Baker could not agree more. Go Devils, take it all. And
Matt saying Jordan is a beast, baby. Yeah, he is a beast.
Large beast.
He's a large beast. There are not many running backs with his size, with his elusiveness, not only in the state, I don't think in the country. I don't know. But he just reminds me of the bust, Jerome Bettis. He has a huge build. He's still elusive despite being so big, and he will just run you over. It's like 2003 Jerome Bettis out there.
Well, he's going to be the deep back here. 2 running back set. Lonsway is going to fake the handoff to Woods. He's going to get in behind him, and the clock is stopped. So they're going to say it's enough for a 1st down. Goal to go here from the 4-yard line, 49 seconds to go.
Do you give both of them a carry? Because I think Lonsway went like that, handed it off to him, and then just held it in his grasp there as they went 2 yards down the field. So do you give rushing yards to 2 people at the same time? I don't know. But nonetheless, it works, and it's 1st and goal from inside the 5.
It's going to go down officially as the 10th carry of the game for Lonsway. 44 yards, knocking on the door here. Blue Devils turning Lonsway all the way, looking for a block to the outside, lowers his shoulder, spun down, tackled there by Colin Weigel, and he's at the 2.
And we're going to have a timeout.
Blue Devils are going to burn their final timeout with 36 seconds to go.
Lonsway, sorry, Brian, good job by him to break the initial tackle there by Mullenkamp and then spin to get an extra 2 yards. That gets them down to the 2-yard line. 36 seconds. They're now out of timeouts. And once again, Coach, maybe calling 2 plays here. You get a run up the middle here on 2nd down, get right back to the line. You're able to run another one.
Carey in such a great position here after they come up with the turnover, 36 seconds to go. Really, they can take a stranglehold on this football game from the 2-yard line. Already on top by 8. Any points here pushes it out to a 2-possession game, and it's just they've been the more dominant team here, Travis, and they're going to get the football to start the 3rd quarter. So things really looking positive right now for the Blue Devils, who have been dominant all season. But against a powerhouse like a Coldwater, you never really know how your guys are going to come out and perform, and it certainly seems like both teams have kind of eased in, but the physicality of the Blue Devils, they've been overlooked all postseason. I mean, I read on the Twitters and the Facebook and what people are saying about all these perennial powerhouses that they've been going against, like last week when they took down Bo Brungard and Springfield, who had been here the last couple of seasons, against Liberty Center, Crestview, who was state-ranked and undefeated. Everybody's been overlooking Carey. They've got a chip on their shoulder, and now they're at the 2-yard line, 3-back set, looking to punch it in. They've got Bell as the deep back.
They'll
give it to Vallejo.
He
the
got
second
it!
man reaching into the end zone. Jordan in for the 2nd time tonight. Tasting pay dirt yet again. And Carey, they're not allowed to set up fireworks, I don't think, out here. Typically, you see them popping off from the parking lot as they're back into the end zone. 21-7, they extend their lead. Let's take a look at that replay.
Just ran right through the line. There were 3 guys coming at him. He slides off to the left, dives into the end zone. Carey up 2 scores, 14 points with 32 seconds left in the half. All the momentum on the Blue Devils side.
And you just don't want to be on the tracks when that train is coming through. I believe the offense is staying out there, too, for the Blue Devils. They are. They want an exclamation point, trying to make this a 23-7 game. 3-back set again. They give it to Jordan. He's the
pushing.
second man. He's
Did he
not
get it?
going down.
He did!
How
the
much
coaches
excitement
section.
from the coaches
They're
section.
loving it.
Wow.
Jordan Vallejo got stopped at the 3-yard line, and once again, he would not be denied. Look at him pushing through 6 people into the end zone. It's a 16-point Carey lead now.
Wow. So a 2-touchdown advantage, and then tack on a couple of 2-point conversions now. That's what Coldwater is facing, the defending state champions who have been on such a roll throughout this postseason, running into a buzzsaw, though arguably the hottest team in the entire state. Carey as winners of 14 in a row, and boy, have they been impressive after a suspect start to the game. They allow Coldwater to score first. There's the big 3-and-out, but since then, they have turned up the heat. They are sizzling.
I'm beginning to think that they allow the other team to score just to lull them to sleep, think, oh, we got this, and then bam, right in the face.
Like one of those fighters that's like, hey, go ahead, give
like
me a
Rocky,
lick.
Like Rocky, he ain't getting hurt, he's getting mad. So the Blue Devils now 32 seconds away. You just can't allow a big play here from Coldwater. I said this earlier. They have all the momentum. Don't give up a big play. Go into the half up 23-7, and you have all the momentum going into the second half with the ball.
Boy, the chat section is the place to be here today on the Facebook. You guys are keeping it awesome. Macy with the train emoji. That's exactly what Jordan Vallejo looks like, just in a high school football jersey. As the ball is loose on the kickoff, Coldwater is able to recover at their own 32. It was a squib kick into the hands of Caden Bomber. Didn't think that it was going to be kicked at him.
But that was a great idea, the squib kick. Don't allow that turn to get set up. That's returned a couple times back towards midfield. Got the fumble out of it, too, so they didn't advance the ball up. Now Coldwater is going to have to go 68 yards if they want to even have a chance at scoring, or about 50 yards to get into field goal range with 30 seconds left.
Dellinger, 7 of 10 through the air. He has that interception, and he's going to come here near side, and the ball is going to be dropped in and out of the hands of Marcel Blazengame. 2nd down, 10 on the way.
Blazengame coming into this one, 34 catches, 572 yards. Something we haven't gotten to about the Coldwater receiving core yet because they've only had one big play. 3 of their top receivers have catches of over 70 yards this season. So they all have big play mentalities. They have the ability to do that. But Carey's secondary, after that one big play, it set up the touchdown. They've really shut things down.
That's why you can't rest, too. If you're the Devils, they're going to bring some pressure. 3 guys and then the blitz to the outside. And the screen game is going to be set up. The jailbreak screen running all the way into enemy territory. Huge gain here from Tanner Molenkoff. They set it up beautifully, did the Cavaliers. And you got to give Tanner some credit. He had to shake away from the first defender and then rumbled down the near sideline. As you can see here on the Simonson Construction replay.
Woods wasn't able to wrap him up. He was able to get off of that, and he went off to the races. A huge play for Coldwater, setting up maybe close. Their kicker has attempted 1 field goal and missed. So that's something worth looking at now as they have 15 seconds left. You think maybe they don't try for the field goal here and they have to go for the end zone, but a big play to at least set them up for a chance to score here. They have all 3 timeouts left, so they can still go through the middle of the field a couple times as the referees stopping play to reset something.
I think they had to get the play clock reset. So 15 seconds left. 3 down linemen for Carey. 5 wide set. Dellinger back. Clean pocket. All sorts of time, and he's going to go a long throw. Lonsway made a quick break. Actually, it was Bryce Conti. Almost picked that baby off. Got a hand on it.
Yeah, and the bigger thing, that deflection, that play took 6 seconds, and only 9 seconds left in the half. But Conti so close to getting the pick, and he had nobody in front of him if he would have been able to pick that off.
Coldwater's going to take a timeout. Want to get a good play in there. Such short on time now, of course, with just the 9 seconds. An opportunity still to go to the middle of the field, of course, with the 2 timeouts. They have an excellent kicker as well that made 2 field goals last week. So this is a good opportunity for them. I think if you can come away with points, you're going to be really happy if you're a Cavalier fan. If you can trim this down to a 23-10 game, you take it. But I don't mind trying to take a shot at the end zone with these 5 wide receivers. You talk about the big play capability, and they got some dudes that we've seen throughout the season that can go up, that can get it, can high point it, but maybe they haven't faced against a secondary that's been as dominant as the Blue Devils have all year. This is a team that they'll sit back in man-to-man coverage, and they'll just lock you up. They have been fantastic so far here in the early going against all these different Coldwater weapons.
Yeah. They're doing what they've been doing all season long. They don't care what your name is. They don't care the name on the front of the chest. They just hit you, take you one-on-one. They may give up a couple of big plays, but that doesn't faze them. It doesn't hurt them. Momentum stays on their side, and they make up for it with making a big play on their side.
Back to pass is Dellinger. He's going to go for it all into the end zone and overthrowing the intended target. It's Blazin Game on the left side here. He was locked up in coverage with Bell, safety help over the top, and now with just 4 seconds left, a chance for 1 play.
Yeah, and they're going to go for the end zone one more time here. You got to think Carey's going to back their secondary up at least inside the 15-yard line here. 4 seconds left. Just one more stop for Carey. You go into the break up 16.
So they're going to break the huddle with 1 back. It's going to be Isaac Follenkamp. 3 wide receivers all bunched up to one side. Carey's only got a couple of defenders over there. One-on-one with Blazin Game here on the near side as the pocket collapses. Dellinger has to step up. He's going to air it out to the end zone. He's got a guy wide open. Touchdown, Coldwater.
He got it.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Tanner Molenkamp broke free of the defense. I mentioned there was the 3 receivers over there. Carey only had 2 defensive backs. I think that it was a busted coverage. And it's going to end with a Coldwater touchdown. Check this out.
When he rolled off to the left, that brought the secondary back over to the other side. He saw that, threw back to the right, and had a man wide open. What a toe drag, too. Some toe drag swag in the corner of the end zone. And Coldwater, huge play to get back on the board. They're down 10 before the extra point. We'll see if they go for 2 right here after a timeout.
Molenkamp with his 6th touchdown grab of the season. That one, of course, huge as it totally changes the complexion of this game. It looked like Carey was going to roll into the locker room with some domination and perhaps a little bit of doubt in the defending state champions' heads.
Wow.
Instead, what a play. And defensively, it looked, again, like a miscommunication by the Devils. They're checking this on the instant replay monitor just to make sure
he was in.
That's an NFL touchdown.
That was a great catch by Molenkamp. Puts him over 500 yards for the season, but not a bigger catch than that for him to cut the deficit right now to 10. They're probably – I don't know if they go for 2 or not right here. I would.
I think that's the move. Try to make it a one-score game.
I know it's early. It's only the half, and you want to get the points, but I think they should go for 2 just the way that Carey has been playing. But this is a big momentum shift here. When you thought Carey had everything, Coldwater, 2 big plays, they're right back in this.
What a finish to this half this has been. They are just going to actually kick the PAT and try to make it just a 9-point game unless we see a bit of trickery. Justin Canton to kick the PAT. And this will be the final play before they blow the horn. Good snap. Kick is up. Kick is through. So at the break, it's going to be 23-14. Coldwater with a huge answer, folks, as we head into the break with Carey on top by 9. Keep it with us. We will have stats, analysis. I think the bands are in the building, right? Don't we get a halftime show? We'll have that all on the way on the HDER Link halftime. So keep it with us live and free, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
Merry Christmas.
I got 2 feet on the ground, head flying in the clouds. It's just the little things, all of the little things. Hands up in the sky, it's all gonna be alright. It's just the little things, all of the little things. And oh, 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 oh. Love the little things, love the little things.
%94 of my salary employees came from working out on the floor. They've went from loading a press to a staff member. Yeah, to be a team member here, you have to be a hard worker, extremely dependable, willing to work long hours, have good people skills. Here at the Carey plant, the sky's the limit.
Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
Our last selection was for the 1966 cartoon special, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. With music by Albert King and lyrics by Dr. Seuss, the album of this holiday classic won a Grammy for Best Album for Children in 1968. Here is You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Thank you for your kind attention this afternoon. The Blue Devil Band is directed by Philip Miller with assistant director Linnell Morrison, major and advisor Mrs. Hall. The Pride of Carey appreciates the Carey School's dedication to the advancement of fine arts in our schools. Thank you for support, and go Blue Devils!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Coldwater Cavaliers.
94% of my salary employees came from working out on the floor. They've went from loading a press to a staff member. To be a team member here, you have to be a hard worker, extremely dependable, willing to work long hours, have good people skills. Here at the Carey plant, the sky's the limit.
Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
It's halftime here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in beautiful Canton, Ohio for the Division VI state championship game. The Carey Blue Devils right now, they own a 9-point cushion, 23-14. Coldwater, though, ending the half in style. I'm Brian Skowronski. This is Travis Berardi. Awesome first half of play, highlighted by a pretty wild, about last minute of that first half, Travis, where Carey, they were able to cash in a turnover for a touchdown. Coldwater, you think maybe they're just going to try to go into the break. They sling it to the outside. They pick up 30-plus on a gain. And then on the very last play before both teams heading into the locker room comes the big gain into the end zone.
One of the longest plays of the day. Dellinger had time. The line did just enough. It was a broken play. He went off to his left. The secondary went with him and allowed the open man in Mullenkamp, who made the toe drag swag, the little toe touch on the side of the end zone to score and cut this to a 9-point game. Now, we thought maybe they go for 2, cut this to an 8-point game. They do not. They kick the extra point. So Carey, despite the touchdown, will get the ball out of the half, up 2 scores.
And so far individually, Mullenkamp, he's got 3 catches now, 74 yards, and that touchdown that was huge, of course, to trim it down to a 9-point game. Jordan Vallejo has entered the end zone 2 times today. Travis, 46 yards for him, leading the way offensively for Carey. Derek Lonsway also with 46 yards, and he's got the other Carey touchdown. So that's what they've been riding on all postseason long, and really all season long, and is those 2 in the RPO game. And they've been dynamite so far when they've needed to, all 3 of their scores.
Also, got to give a big shout-out to Bryce Conti. 2 catches, 65 yards, 2 big play catches to set up touchdowns. During the break, was listening to the Spectrum guys that are here covering the game as well, and extremely impressed by the way Bryce Conti has played, but we've known what he's been able to do all year long, and he's showing out nearly 2 pick sixes as well, especially on that last drive. If he's able to get a little bit more of that hand on it, he takes it the other way. Completely different complexion of this, but goes off his fingertips. 2 plays later, it's Coldwater that scores. So, game of inches here in the game of football, but Carey they still have the momentum. They get the ball out of the half. They're up 9. Let's see if now they continue to just run the clock. 4 yards per game. Give it to Vallejo. This is where they give it to him now. He's only carried the ball, 12 times. That's about what they do in the first half. He's going to get more of that workload in the second half. He's set up perfectly, and you also have 5 other guys that have carried it. So, I think the Blue Devils are in a really good position here, especially if they can sustain a drive here to start the second half. A 3-and-out, that's going to give Coldwater some more of that momentum. They were able to just get back at the end of the half. But if Carey can at least sustain a drive, get a couple first downs, that's going to help him out a lot. Run that clock now.
Good look here at high above. We're on the 7th floor here at fabulous Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. First-class facility. They're adding on so much more new stuff here in Canton. You imagine it's just going to keep growing and getting better and better. Let's take a look at those first half stats presented by HDER Link. And you're looking at Carey with the overall total yards of 181, 122 on the other side coming for Coldwater, and those in the pass game. So it's been the strength against strength, and right now the rush yards for Carey kind of carrying them, the 2 big catches by Conti, and then on the other side we knew the pass game, and they're doing just enough to try to keep Carey off the scent, running it every now and again.
About half of those passing yards more than half came on 3 plays. The big catch on their first drive to set up the touchdown, and then the missed tackle on the little slant pattern here, and then the end zone touchdown on the last play. That's most of those passing yards. Other than those 3 plays, Carey has really stopped the Coldwater offense. Then on the other end, they've done what Carey does all year, run the ball. Multiple guys will run it. They're already over 100 yards. Vallejo and Lonsway both with 46 to lead the way, and that's what they've done all year long. Both of them splitting carries evenly as well, setting up this second half for this offensive line and Jordan Vallejo to just continue to wear Coldwater down. The question is, can Coldwater answer? Can they get a couple stops early on, get that momentum back to where Carey can't just wear them out?
Both teams back out onto the field. Myers is getting it teed up as the Carey return unit out there as well. Conti back deep along with Bell, marching back inside of their own 10-yard line, awaiting this opening half kick. And The first half typically is where Coldwater just steps on your throat, Travis. They seize the lead. They're such a good first quarter team. Well over 200 points on the season, and then the second quarter, it's their second best quarter. The second half, big step back in terms of their overall production offensively and defensively. Perhaps some of that has to do with them building big leads, and then the JV guys coming in. We'll see how that plays out here tonight as Conti scoops it up on the kickoff return. He's going to go across the 30, and that's where we're going to see Jordan Vallejo and company come out, set up shop from the 31.
That was kind of a dangerous play for Conti, too. He had guys coming at him, and he made the shoestring catch off the bounce. If he bobbles that a little bit, Coldwater has a chance to jump on it, but Conti able to corral it and get across the 30-yard line to the 31, and that's where Carey will hopefully start their slow but positive move down towards the end zone.
They're going to come out with a shotgun look here on first down. Lonsway with Vallejo to his right hip. Bell comes in motion right to left. They fake the jet sweep to him. Derek looking for a crease, not going to find much of one. Fighting forward for a pickup of maybe 2 on the gain. Coldwater, they really stood their ground that time, and they read their keys and slowed them down, just a couple-yard pickup.
Now, we saw at the beginning of the game on Carey's first possession, the Coldwater defensive line stood tall and didn't give Carey's offensive line any push. We just saw out of this play the Carey offensive line did get a couple yards pushed, so let's see if they can continue to at least do that. Like we said, wearing them down. Coldwater needs to get a negative yardage play here to really back Carey up.
They're showing blitz, stack in the box, 9 guys in there. Carey with a toss sweep, Vallejo near side, big hole, and he's out across the 40. He's got 8 yards. He needed about 9.
And they got it.
And they will move the chains. So a big run by Jordan Vallejo, an excellent blocking forming, and he leveled yet again another defender to close off the run. And over the course of the second half, we've seen it throughout this postseason, Travis. Guys just don't want to tackle you after you've been bulldozed time and again.
Exactly. That's what I said, just wearing them down. But they stack the box up the middle. Carey reads that, sweeps it off to the right side, got a couple blockers ahead of Vallejo, and he gets 9 yards for the first down. Now they're in the stacked I formation.
3 back set. Lonsway hands it straight ahead. There's a big hole, and carrying a couple of tacklers there, Lance Woods into enemy territory across the 45-yard line. Give him 15.
He was inches away from breaking that last tackle and heading to pay dirt. But just somebody was yanking at the ball, turned him around just a little bit, and that slowed him down just enough to get the tackle. But nonetheless, another first down for Carey, and now they are into Coldwater territory quickly here in the first 2 minutes of the second half.
Woods stays out there. Split off to the right of Lonsway, who's under center. Vallejo, the deep back, and they're going to do an inside give. Coming back towards us, Kemmerly with the carry.
It's actually Gage Summit, but I like what he did there. He allowed his blockers to lead the way for him. He'd move up a yard or two, stutter for a second, let the hole open up a little bit more, move that way, and instead of getting maybe 1 or 2 yards, he gets 5 yards on a big first down run.
So Carey trying to keep the defense off of balance here as they're doing an excellent job of showing some different looks. Bringing the guys in motion, faking some jet sweeps. Yeah, I like the counter look there. It picks up 5 yards, and it's second down from the 39-yard line. Lonsway with 3 backs behind him. He's going to turn and give it to the deep back. Making a shifty cut is Bell to the outside. Wiggled his way around about 3 defenders. Excellent block. He's down to the 22-yard line. Big run right there, and it's another Carey Blue Devil. First down.
Carey utilizing their split backs right now, using some of that speed. And once again, Bell got through that hole, and I like what he did. He did run out of bounds, but he saw there were 3 guys with him trying to strip the ball, so he gets it to the right hand, runs out of bounds after the big gain, and they maintain possession.
So Carey just on the edge of the red zone here from the 22. 2 tight end set, 3 backs.
There's
the deep
Vallejo.
guy is Vallejo. He's got the carry upended and then gang tackled, pushed back after he picked up 2. About 4 guys converged to help make the stop.
And that's literally what you have to do against Vallejo. You have to go for the legs. 3 guys slowed him up, and then the 4th one went right down for that ankle tackle inside the hashes, that's legal. It's not a bad cut block or anything like that. So you have to chop him down that way. But he's still got 2 yards.
Just over 3 minutes gone by here in this third quarter. Opening drive here of the second half. Carey with the football on the move from the 20. 2-back set. Vallejo's got the toss, looking to get to the outside. Jordan with a burst of speed. 3 Cavaliers all come in, help make the stop. He was able to pick up about 4 more right near the 15-yard line. Looked like it could have been more. Excellent job of gang tackling that time, swarming to the ball carrier.
And what he did, they went straight up with him. As he's moving his momentum, he just bounces off and continues to go left, and that's why he gets 4 yards after the first contact. He's just that elusive. He knows what to do when he goes head-to-head. He tries to get off to your side and let you bounce off of them.
Vallejo's going to stay on the field here for third down. He's going to be the second back of 3. And they're going to run it with him. Jordan powering his way. I think he's got enough for a first down. Just great push by the offensive front.
Exactly.
There was a little bit of a gap there, and Jordan knew exactly what to do with it. 2 hands on the football. Just lean that 6'2" frame forward, and they are going to move the sticks. First down coming up from the 12-yard line for the Devils.
Carson Fall, one of the offensive linemen, the offensive guard that time. Vallejo, he's such a big guy. Even if he gets right behind that offensive line, he can push him, kind of like how an offensive lineman aids the running back. The running back aided the blocker there to get him 2 more yards.
He's as big as most offensive linemen. So that's a lot of beef coming at you with that Carey front. Such big guys all help leading the way. And then when Vallejo comes in with a couple of guys in front of him also leading the charge, boy, that's just a whole lot to stop. And so far, nobody's been able to do it this season.
Carey almost has taken a half off of this quarter so far, exactly what they needed to do. But now they're threatening the score after another 3-yard gain, getting those 3 yards. 3-yard chip here, 3-yard chip there, 7, 8-yard chip. Exactly what they needed to do on this first possession.
They handed it to the lead back, Gage Summit. Was able to just squeeze through a little bit of a crease. He'll check out now. They'll get Kemmerly into the mix as it's going to be second down inside of the 10-yard line now. So Carey knocking on the door. Great red zone team throughout the season. They almost always end drives with touchdowns. Certainly you expect them to get some points here.
When you have multiple linebackers that can run the ball, you can switch them in and out, especially now. Kemmerly kind of like that goal line back for you as he comes in and takes the snap.
Instead it's a toss to Bell.
Or Bell, my correction.
Shifty move down to the 6-yard line. Defended well, tackled on the play. Jack Boring came up, helped make the stop. So it's going to be third down. Blue Devils can still get a first inside of the 2-yard line. They're looking like they need about 4 here for the yard to gain.
Lance Woods coming in, checking out Anthony Bell. But this is Kemmerly/Vallejo territory. You might see one of those little sweeps off to the right side, or they're just going to go right up the gut.
It's going to be a 3-back set. Conti, the tight end, to the right side. Vallejo straight ahead, and nothing there. Right at the point of attack, just bodies stacked upon bodies. Jordan had nowhere to go. Basically no gain on the play, maybe a half of a yard down to the 5-yard line. So it's fourth down and a decision here for the Blue Devils. Do you attempt a field goal? Do you keep the offense on the field? You just need 3 yards.
Well, this is the point where even if you turn it over, it's going to be tough for Coldwater to at least attempt a couple passes before running the ball out. And they have such a good run defense. You can trust this offense. Even if they don't get it, Coldwater going to be really backed up with under 5.5 left in the third.
They're going to come out with the stack set. 3 backs. Everybody in the box for Coldwater. They give it to Jordan.
It's close.
Fighting his way forward.
It's going to be close.
Initial contact would have stopped him at the line of scrimmage, but you know that never works against the Winnebago. And he just kept roaring that engine down real close to the 2-yard line.
This close referee had his right foot on the 2-yard line. That's the line to gain. This is going to be extremely close, but I think Carey has it, which will be a huge blow to Coldwater where it looked like they had the stop initially, but once again, Vallejo pushing that extra yard, that extra effort to possibly get a first down as they're looking for the measurement right here. Jordan Vallejo, I think, playing with a little chip on his shoulder like he has been. He's in multiple interviews we've had with him, saying, you know what, not many people thought we'd be there. There's actually a couple comments after the state semifinal game saying, well, you know, Carey, you're going to need some luck. And Vallejo comments on it, we don't need luck.
They're here, the chain gang out on the field. Oh my gosh, is this
He didn't
close?
get it. He's short.
Wow.
Wow, big stop by about 4 inches. So Coldwater stands, but now they have to go 98 yards, and they cannot afford any mistakes.
Can that swing the momentum now? Your defense gets a big goal line stand. Carey thought that they were going to be knocking on the doorstep with the 1st and goal from the 2. Instead, the ball back over to Coldwater. We saw what they were able to do in their previous possession, ending with points to close up the 2nd quarter. Big window of opportunity just opened right here for the defending Division VI state champs.
They're going to spread things out.
4 wide. They're going to bring a man in motion from left to right. It's Molenkamp, so he's going to leak out. Pressure comes. Big throw to the tight end, Myers.
Great defense.
But the coverage by Bell was there. It looked like it actually hit Myers in the shoulder pad. Not a bad throw, but it's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 on the way.
Great job by Bell. He didn't turn back for the ball. He was face guarding the whole way, but he did not make any contact. Had the hands up in the air, and I don't know if it hit the receiver in the shoulder or it hit the back of Bell, but that was a very good defensive play as, yeah, it hit Bell on his left hand as he had his hands up. Great job by him to stop the pass play here and force a 2nd and 10 from their own 2.
Dellinger from his own end zone. Carey showing blitz. They'll bring it. The handoff in a big hole through the crease. Goes Isaac Folenkamp. He's got 8 yards. It'll still be 3rd down, but at least a little bit of breathing room here for the Cavaliers. Nice run, and they won the point of attack there. There was a huge hole for him to run through.
Huge hole for him. He was able to cut back and get 9 yards out of the play. Sets up a big 3rd and 1 now, but now it can open some things up. You can pass the ball without worrying about getting sacked for a safety.
Dellinger from the gun. They hand it off again. Actually, they're going to fake it, and it's a huge hole. What an excellent fake. Dellinger getting away from a couple of Carey defenders, and he drags one with him out to the 39-yard line. What a run. 28 yards on the gain.
Bryce Conti with the saving tackle from behind, but I was fooled. I thought it was handed off, and half of the Carey defensive line thought that as well, and he just shoots out of there for a big gain, and now that momentum coming back over to Coldwater. They have some movement on the offensive end.
Championship pedigree. A lot of these kids that are in the starting lineup in the mix last year when when Coldwater won the state championship. And here's a completion here to the near side to Molenkamp. Got the catch, got 6 yards here.
Broke a couple tackles too. It looked like it was going to be only a 3-yard gain. Breaks a couple tackles, leans ahead, and gets an extra 3, sets up a short 2nd down.
So it's the Cavaliers with the football out to the 46-yard line now after the huge run from Dellinger.
And before this possession started, Carey held a 22-minute, 40-second to 8-minute advantage.
They have the total yards advantage too, 247 to 166 at this point. Dellinger and company looking to make a dent in that as they bring a man in motion, and they're going to hand it off. Blazing game right into the teeth of the defense. Didn't go anywhere. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Kemmerly came in, helped made a stick, and then the defensive front for the Blue Devils, they just kind of mashed everything together. There was no lanes to run through.
Yeah, they weren't fooled with that fake sweep off to the right side. Kept in their lanes, made the stop, and now it's 3rd down and 4. Can Carey get off the field defensively?
They got 3 down linemen. That's all they'll bring. Pocket for Dellinger. He throws behind the intended target. I think it actually hit Kemmerly like in the leg or something. And he's lucky. Lonsway had a read on that thing. He made a break, and he was pretty close to being able to get there in time for what would have been 2nd interception for Dellinger.
I think that was a little miscommunication. I think he wanted his receiver to come back towards him, kept moving away, and he just threw it into the back of Kemmerly, and they're going to go for it here. 4th and 4.
No huddle 4 receiver set. The man in motion is Blazenkamp, rolling to the right, moving the pocket. Dellinger looking, firing deep. Myers over to the far sideline, incomplete, underthrown, and probably would have taken him out of the boundary anyway. So the Carey Blue Devil defense stands tall, and their offense getting the football back.
If he would have thrown that back shoulder, a little bit more effort on the attempt, he would have had him, but he threw it short, and a nice job there by Lonsway to just follow the receiver out of bounds, not allow him to come back at him. And Carey, big hold. They get the ball in great territory on Coldwater's 45, but even better than that, they're still up 9 and only 2:51 left in the third. And I think Coldwater, they were thinking, with that 4th down, we need to keep this momentum. Carey's running the ball on us. Our line, we need to give them a little bit more of a break. So they're around midfield. I think that's the decision they made. Kind of what Carey did last week against Springfield, to where they had a 4th down deep in their own territory. You thought Springfield was coming back after the big touchdown run. Carey was able to get the 1st down, they go down and score, and momentum completely switched in their favor. I think that's the same decision that Coldwater was trying to make there, but Carey stood up to the task.
They've got the football at the 45-yard line in business, already in Coldwater territory, and an opportunity to extend this lead. It's already 2 scores, and as well as the Carey defense has played all season long, arguably the best offensive unit in all of Division 6. It's going to be real hard, even for the defending state champs, and a team with a pedigree like this, 7 state titles, looking for number 8, the defending D6 state champions, certainly on the ropes here. Today's high school football broadcast brought to you guys live and free on the Orange Report, thanks to our generous sponsors. How about Wilson Tire Company, located in Upper Sandusky, Canton, and Tiffin? They keep you rolling. Burson Bakies Insurance, located in the heart of Carey at 105 West Finlay Street. Triple C Electrical and Construction, go with the winning team. Triple C. Danner's Towing and Recycling, big or small, they tow them all with 24-hour service from their 2 locations in both Sycamore and Upper Sandusky. HDER Link, wireless internet serving the Carey area. Bridgestone APM Company, hiring now with benefits and competitive wages. Click the careers tab right down here to their website link in the description to apply. And by Teijin Automotive Technologies, you can also join their team at TeijinAutomotive.com. All right, the offense back onto the field for the Blue Devils. They've got a single receiver here to the near side. It's Woods. Vallejo, the lone back. 3 tight ends. Lonsway fakes to Jordan, hurdles over a tackler, and a pickup of 8 yards to kick off this drive. Nice start, getting him out to the 37.
Yeah, 8 yards there. I think I have a new thing for Jordan Vallejo. Big or small, he tows them all.
All right, so
that's what Danner's towing, might be the spoke, but he's been towing this team so far, along with Lonsway. He didn't carry at that time, but he did lead the way, kind of towed Derek Lonsway ahead.
3 back set yet again for Lonsway, under center. He takes the snap and fakes it to the up back. Squeezes through a little crease.
Ball on the ground.
Lonsway coughed it up. It is loose at the 35. Coldwater thinks they have it. They do. Derek Lonsway fumbled after a big hit from a secondary player of Coldwater. Take a look here, folks.
Did the ground force that out? I don't know.
Nevertheless, it's definitely going to be Coldwater football. Jack Boring able to recover it, and totally now changes the complexion of this game yet again. It's almost like Coldwater picked up that 4th down, but we do get reviews here in the state championship game. We have the benefit of replay, and I see
that's
the
what
entire
Coach was saying. They're pointing at the big jumbotron. Like, no. He was down by contact, and I think we are going to get a review. I think the ground forces that out. It's close. But with review now,
pivotal.
And they're going to review it, so that's great. The referee made the right call. Because there is review here in the state championship game, you might as well call it a fumble and let review correct it if he was not down by contact there. But this is a big call. So we take a look at the replay. Yeah, his knee is down.
So it pretty clearly, from what we can see on the big screen here, and it's a very large screen.
They got them on both ends,
Stadium.
too. This is a beautiful facility that they keep upgrading as well. But you see on that jumbotron, right?
Looks like the left knee of Derek Lonsway is down.
Right.
Then the ball squirts out.
Down. The ground forced that out.
So Carey's going to keep the football here, assuming that the referees see what we see. And what could have been not necessarily disaster, but a lost opportunity for the Blue Devils. It looks like the drive is going to continue.
And it'll be a first
34.
down as well.
Absolutely, yeah. They'll move the chains off the Lonsway run.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's umpire is Bart Ray. His son Jacob works at the
So while their review's done,
Education Department and is taking photos down on the field.
Okay.
they're waiting for they're announcing somebody on the field right now. But after that, we'll get the call.
So they are going to reverse the call as we suspected. Derek Lonsway, the knee clearly down. So it'll be Carey football. And that's a game changer right there.
Yeah.
Having the benefit of instant replay here at this level in the state championship game.
You could see right there his left arm hits, bounces the ball out of his right call. That's why review is so pivotal here in the state championship game, for them to just make the correct call.
So it'll be a two-back set, two tight ends in the game. Bell flanked off to the left. They're going to fake it to Kemmerly. They're going to throw it wide open in the flat. Big pickup here down to the 20-yard line goes Lance Woods as he goes 15 yards into the red zone. Love the decision to go with the play action. Wide open in the flat there. Finally, Isaac Folenkamp able to come up with the tackle. But Carey, they're doing a great job of using a balanced offensive identity here where no two looks have been the same. They're switching up their formations, and certainly the play call has been great.
That play was set up from all the running that they have done. They were waiting to call that wide open off the fake. They bit. He gets a huge gain, and now they're down into the red zone once again.
The senior signal caller, Lonsway, waits until there's 4 seconds on the play clock, hands it off straight ahead to the fullback, 2-yard pickup. Second down and 8 coming up after the carry there by Isaac Carmen.
So one more play that should get them out of the quarter, but they want to get into at least a 3rd and 5 or shorter here to be comfortable coming up into the fourth quarter.
And you see the poise of this Carey team. They've been in this situation a bunch, certainly in the postseason, where they've got the lead and they just milk the clock and they just rumble through you. They certainly make it tough. They've got 3 backs here. They're going to toss it. It's going to be Bell looking for a cut. Back inside. Vallejo with a block. Flag's going to come in. It's at the 23-yard line in the area of holding. This probably is going to be coming back. I saw Ashton Kloss was right on top of the linebacker, and it is going to go against him.
That's tough. That's going to make this a 2nd down and about 20 now for Carey. And a big break for Coldwater here as they will come into the fourth quarter looking a little bit better here defensively after the penalty.
So they backtrack to the 31-yard line to the Blue Devils.
But nonetheless, Carey's going to go into the fourth quarter still with a 2-possession lead. They did exactly what they needed to do in that third quarter. Despite not scoring, they took about 10 of the 12 minutes off the clock here. They're going to have to snap one more because of the penalty. It goes back to 25, not 40 seconds. So this should be the last play of the third quarter.
And they'll run it from the gun. Vallejo to the left hip of Lonsway. Jordan with the lead block. Derek able to squirm through an open hole. Got tripped up, hit down low as he got inside of the 25-yard line. Here's the final play of the third quarter. We are entering money time. Fourth quarter action coming up. And the Carey Blue Devils looking for their first state championship since 1975. Keep it here.
Merry Christmas.
94% of my salary employees came from working out on the floor. They've went from loading a press to a staff member. Yeah, to be a team member here, you have to be a hard worker, extremely dependable, willing to work long hours, have good people skills. Here at the Carey plant, the sky's the limit.
Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
What time is it, Brian?
Money time here on the OH Report. 46 years since Carey was able to hoist that big trophy as state champions. Just 12 minutes stands in between them and doing that yet again as they've got the 23-14 lead over Coldwater with the football. And it's going to be Derek Lonsway here on a 3rd down and long under center, 3-back set. He's going to roll out to the right side. They move the pocket. He's got plenty of time, and he throws it.
Did he get his foot down? No.
Incomplete. Bryce Conti caught the football. The official says that he was forced out of bounds. It was a nice tackle on the far sideline. That way he didn't get a foot in from Molenkamp. And so it'll be 4th down. And this is a weird spot on the field for the Blue Devils. You don't really want to punt it away from just outside of the 24-yard line. It's probably a little bit too far for a field goal attempt. I don't know what they're doing here.
I think they're going to try it.
Try a field goal?
They're going to try the field goal. I looked on the replay. Conti had half a foot out of bounds when he came down with it. If you throw that a half second earlier, they might get that completed. Bell's kick.
Anthony Bell with a deep
He got
kick.
it.
It is good.
He got it.
That is huge. 26-14. The Blue Devils tack on 3 more.
Kickers are people too, Brian, and he showed off that time. What a boot. That could have been good for another 5-6 yards too.
So special teams making a difference here as it's a 12-point lead now for the Blue Devils. And they've got a lot of momentum on their side. So close to getting that coveted state championship and knocking off the defending state title holders.
A team that's won 7 state championships since 2005. Wow. 25 straight playoff appearances.
As mentioned, though, the second half, and again, you think about the regular season and all the big leads that Coldwater likely had and didn't have to have their starting unit out on the field, but they certainly have been a much better first half team than they have in the second. So we'll see if Carey's able to contain them here. Sneak out of here with the big trophy.
Still only a 12-point game, but that really helps Carey out. Now Coldwater can't score and then kick a field goal to take the lead. They're going to have to score twice into the end zone. It's a little squib kick.
Right up
what
the
a
middle,
hop.
And it's going to go over the head.
Ball's still out.
Carey has a couple of guys in the vicinity as it went right up over the head of Adam Hykro.
Once again, the lucky hop. That went about 15 yards on the ground, and then right there, just up and over that line and barely able to jump on it was Herco.
Covering the kickoff, ball spotted at the 23-yard
See, Cindy says don't ever underestimate the Carey Blue Devils. Seems like that's what a lot of, at least media pundits, have been doing throughout this postseason, so it has put a little chip on their shoulder. Been playing with one all playoff long, and we'll see if they can cap it off here. 11:43 to go. Dellinger and company with the football. They're going to bring Herco in motion. 2 receivers to the near side. They're going to throw it that way. Miscommunication. Wow. And over the top of Tyler Schwederman, had no chance. Bryce Conti with the lockdown coverage.
Yeah, that was released a little too early by him because that carried about 15 yards over the receiver's head. But going back to this Carey squad, they have been so close in the last few years. They went to a regional final where they lost to undefeated East Knox. Last year they fell in a tough game in the 3rd round. This team has been so close the last couple of years, but finally they got it all together this year, and they are 11-39 away from the state title.
Empty set, trying to set up the bubble screen.
He's got
now
a man.
Going deep.
Oh, what a catch!
Has hooked up with his guy, Blazing Game. It looked like maybe he was going to lose his balance, go over his head. Instead, he readjusts, and he hauls it in at the 41-yard line. What? As we take a look on the Simonson Construction replay.
So he's falling backwards as well and makes the catch and holds on. And I think he got shaken up on the play.
Looks like we do have an injury timeout out on the field. Blazing Game is up, though, back on his feet.
36 yards.
Looks like he's favoring that right arm. I don't know maybe if he landed on his shoulder or not. Hopefully it's just a little stinger. But a big catch by him to get into Carey territory.
His 2nd of the game. He's at 40 yards now, 36 on that connection.
Let's take a look at the replay one more time. Had his man beat, adjusted, made the catch.
Dellinger back from the gun. And he's going to hand it off. Coming near side, Isaac Fullenkamp. Spun down, tackled on the play by Gage Summit. 9.5 yards, though.
Another nice blocking job by that offensive line. Opened up a hole enough for him to get through that and then elude a couple tacklers to get 9 yards as they approach the 30 now of Carey.
Clock running, under 11 to go. Coldwater breaks the huddle. They'll send 3 receivers out to the left. Lone guy to the right is Schwederman. Dellinger looks off left. Gets the safety to bite.
Got him.
Schwederman.
Oh, just out of reach.
Overthrew him. Conti had the coverage. And it was about a yard out of the range there. Real close.
Schwederman just out of his reach, and that's one of those 3 wide receivers. They actually have 4 wide receivers that average over 16 yards per catch, and it's just that speed that they have to get past the corner. He blew by Bryce Conti for a 2nd time tonight, and that's really tough to do because Conti's one of the most athletic players on this squad.
Trips formation to the right, lone receiver to the left. Instead, it's Mullenkamp with the run. It's a power run, too. Took 3 Carey guys to bring him down at the 23-yard line. Nice burst and a pickup of 9 to get the chain gang back on the move.
Another nice hole there by the offensive line of Coldwater. Kind of spread both sides of the line out, opened it up. He ran right through. He could put a truck through that hole.
Blazing Game in the slot, back out on the field. He's got Myers next to him to the left. Dellinger looking that way. It is tipped, but into the hands of Blazing Game. Took a big shot after the catch of 5 yards. And again, a little bit slow to get up, but he is.
Yeah, he took a shot after that. It got tipped off the line. I don't know who that was. I believe that was Cameron Fall. But it found the hands of Blazing Game, and he took a shot immediately after catching it.
It was Nathan Broadland who had the tip, and good thing Blazing Game caught it because Kimmerly was right behind him, might have had the interception. A little bit of trickery, a double reverse, looking for the pass to the end zone. They go. Schwederman made the catch, but he's out of bounds outside of the end zone. The throw from Blazing Game just took him about a yard too far.
And actually, off the reverse there, I think they had enough where he could have ran that for a good 10, 15 yards, but they stuck with it. That time, Conti, great job face guarding, and the throw is just too far out of bounds. 3rd down and about 6 or 7 here for Coldwater. We're getting into that territory where they need the score to stay in this one, with Carey leading by 12.
4 wide, lone back is Fullencap. He's to the right hip of the quarterback. They'll fake to him, throw near side. It's in and out of the hands, broken up. The intended target, Jesse Myers.
Guess
but
who?
Bryce Conti there with the contact.
Yep. Nice job. Made first contact, and then Conti comes in from behind, makes the collision, forces the drop, and now 4th down. And Coldwater has to go for it. You'd think if it was a 9-point game still, a field goal would be good enough, but now that it's 12, got to go for it.
Maybe the biggest play of the game here. The Cavaliers from the 19-yard line. They'll come out with 2 backs, 2 wide.
Got the blitz.
But able to evade
He didn't
the
get
blitz
it!
as the quarterback spun
He didn't get
down. Gage Summit there with the tackle after a 3-yard scramble by Dellinger. And the Carey defense does their thing. They're going to get off the field. It was excellent coverage on the backside, as you can see here. Just nobody available.
And they brought in, I believe, Anthony Bell again on that blitz up the middle, untouched, forced him out of the pocket. It was going to be a passing play, and then able to wrap him up after 2 yards. And Carey now, they can run clock. Up 12 with 9:29 left.
This is right in their wheelhouse. They love these situations where they're taking off 25 seconds every single time. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and they've got Vallejo, the deep back.
And how many times in this playoff year has Carey come up big on 4th down and short on the defensive end?
It's Jordan with the carry. Woods, the lead blocker. Weren't able to spring him that time. Gets knocked down right about at the line of scrimmage. He falls forward for a gain of 1.
After the first couple of plays, I don't think Carey's had a negative run since. It seemed like Coldwater knew what they were doing the first series of the game, but then after that, just like Carey does, time in and time out, they learned what they needed to do, and they haven't given up a negative play since, other than the hold call that knocked them out of touchdown range, gave them the field goal.
This time they're going to hand it to Woods. He's the lead back. He's fighting for extra yardage. He's going to get about 3 on the play across the 20 out to the 22-yard line. So quickly it becomes 3rd down. Coldwater with an opportunity for the defense to get off the field right away. It's exactly what the Cavaliers need.
But say Carey gets 3 or 4 yards out of here. Do they roll the dice? We've seen it before. It's a tough one. I was wrong before saying they shouldn't throw the ball before the half, and they did and got a big play out of it. But we've seen this call before.
I think there's way too much time on the clock. 8 minutes to go. You're not stealing anything if you go for it on 4th down here. Maybe they'll pick it up on 3rd. They're going to toss it. Vallejo. Lonsway gets
Doesn't
out in
matter.
front. He lays the block. Jordan reaching. I believe he got just enough for a 1st down. I love that the quarterback makes the toss play. There's a hole there, and he's the lead blocker up through the middle. It is going to be a 1st down for Vallejo and company.
Thank you, Vallejo, for not even allowing me to say if they should go for it or not on 4th down, because he got plenty to move the sticks, and we go under 8 minutes left in the game.
A lot of Carey fans here in the building. They just showed the marching band jumping up and down. They've got an excellent student section here. Over 5,000 in attendance. I'd say 3 of those belong to the Carey faithful. With the football, 1st down, fresh set from the 29. Another toss play. Vallejo has to cut it back inside. Drills a guy, and then gets out to the 35. Carried one dude downstairs for about a 4-yard pickup.
And he just pushed a guy down at the line of scrimmage, just moved those legs, battled, got 4 more, sets up 2nd down and 5.
They'll get Kemmerly into the game. Summit checks out. A little bit of a bigger lineup in the Blue Devils, and no hurry here. Play clock down to 20. Lonsway not even going to give him the play until it gets to 15. That's been the strategy, trying to milk this clock and take care of the defending state champions.
And that offensive line just continues to wear Coldwater down.
3 back set, all 3 to the near side. Lonsway fakes it to the up man. Got absolutely destroyed on a big tackle there from Tanner Molenkamp, who came up. 4 yards, though, still on the pickup by the senior signal caller. 3rd down, 1 yard is what Carey needs to keep this drive alive.
The offensive line got the push. got the defensive line of Coldwater just off of their game enough to where Lonsway able to get to that corner, able to get through a little bit of a hole and reach for 4 yards. Now 3rd and 1. And there's Jordan Vallejo right back there, ready to take this up the gut. Will they give it to him,
All
or does
10
Vallejo
men
take it back?
in the box waiting for Jordan. He does get the give.
Spins and gets it.
Vallejo doing what he's done all season long, takes the first contact. Somehow, some way, he gets turned around, and he runs backwards just about as fast as he runs forward. 2 extra yardage needed. The chain gang back on the move, and the Blue Devils in business from their own 41, and another fresh set of downs.
And once again, Vallejo at the line, faces a guy head on, bounces off, moves to the right, lets him slip by him, and then goes backwards for the first down. Under 5:30 to play here when they snap this.
And the clock management has been beautiful, excellent so far for the Devils, as it's down to 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Lonsway from the gun takes it. He's going to fake to Jordan. He's got a crease to the outside. It closes up quickly as Coldwater swarms to the football at the 45. 4 yards on first down, 2nd and 6.
Carey doubling up Coldwater on the time of possession. But that's what but going back to Lonsway's run, once again, he will wait until the last second to take that ball away once he makes the read. He's one of the best quarterbacks, at least in North Central Ohio, that we've seen on the RPO, to where he can read the whole play while he's trying to hand that off, and he will wait until the last second that he can to either pull it off or let him go with it.
230 rush yards tonight for the Carey Blue Devils. 74 of those belong to Derek Lonsway. Vallejo's got 84. He's the deep man. They're going to bring a man in motion into the backfield. Instead, they're going to keep it with Lonsway again. Fights for 1 extra yard, maybe 2 there. It's going to be 3rd down. Blue Devils are going to need 2. Got to get just beyond midfield into Coldwater territory, but the clock still running. It's a 2-possession game, so Carey in excellent position here to try to close things out.
Might I ask the same question I did about 3 minutes ago now? You're coming up under 4 minutes remaining. If you get 1 yard here, 4th and 1 at midfield, Coldwater needs 2 scores in the end zone to take the lead.
Much different situation now. It's going to be under 4 to go. If they don't pick it up, certainly I believe this to be 4-down territory, as everybody again in the box. They bring a man in motion, and they run straight ahead. Jordan.
He's going to be close, but I think he's going to be short by maybe half a yard. He didn't get across midfield. It just depends on where the spot is going to be. It's going to be less than a yard.
So Vallejo picks up 1. They needed 2. 4th down is the situation. Timeout taken by Coldwater. It's going to be their first. They've still got 2 remaining. And for the Carey Blue Devils, Travis, boy, what a spot they're in here. They've played themselves into the lead. Just 3:51 is what stands in between them and hoisting the state championship trophy. All they got to do is pick up a yard here. You imagine Coldwater will have to burn both of their timeouts, and at best, they'll get the football back with 3 minutes to go if Carey can't pick up a first down. But if they can get 2 here, it basically seals a win, and Carey fans rejoice. Start hitting the explosion button in the Facebook feed.
Exactly.
And let us know that you're loving what you're seeing here.
They get 2 yards here. They'll force Coldwater to call their second timeout. Then that would pretty much set up 1 more first down, ends the game. But if they can get the first down here, it's pretty much over.
Well, that's what Britt says. She says it's almost all over. Carey will run that clock. Elaine very impressed with the Carey defense, and how could you not be? This is what they've been doing all season long, holding opponents in the playoffs under 7 per game. 14 allowed to Coldwater today. This is the most that any playoff opponent has scored on them so far. Gage Summit, Laura really likes what we've seen out of that guy tonight. Laura Watkins just says Carey with a bunch of footballs, and we see some love pouring in. Laura again says, we are Carey. So,
and you're 3:51 from
so
we
close.
are state champs.
So close. Big 4th down play on the way.
Give it to Vallejo. He has shown
this is his time, man.
This is it.
This is when his bulb burns the brightest in these situations. Game on the line. Lonsway under center. Only about 2 yards behind him is Vallejo.
Oh, he kept it. He got it.
Keep it all the way left side. The spot right now is going to be real close.
Take a look at the replay. I think he had enough.
Last time we had a measurement on the field, it did not favor Carey. It gave the ball over to Coldwater, and that's what the defending state champion Cavaliers need right here. If they want to keep their title defense hopes alive, they got to think that this one is going to go their way, and if it does, we got a whole new ball game.
Looking at the sticks, it was right at the 49. The ball is across, so it just depends on if the sticks were right on the sideline. Here comes the pool, maybe, because the ref's just giving us the suspense of holding and waiting.
Thump, 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 thump.
He
thump,
got it.
thump.
First down. Carey, they can run more clock. 3:45 left. They're going to start the clock. Is Coldwater going to call a timeout now or wait until after this play? Nonetheless, Carey is a first down away from ending it completely and winning the state championship, but they are well on their way now with that conversion.
Huge play there by Derek Lonsway. Got just enough, the extra couple of inches that he needed. And now it's going to be first down for he and the offense from the Coldwater 49-yard line. They run the clock now. It's going to be under 3:40, 20 seconds still on the play clock.
Yeah,
and again, I love the clock management.
They can get this down to 3:20 before even the snap. After that, get it close to 2:30 for a possible second down or first down conversion, whatever they get. But one more first down should do it.
Same exact type formation. This time it's Vallejo with the carry. Bowls his way through a couple of defenders, spun down on his back. Timeout taken by the Cavaliers as he's got a gain of 3, so it'll be second down and 7.
That's exactly what they needed to do. 3 yards at a time. You add those up after over 4 downs, it's a first down. That math isn't hard. I know that math. I don't know much other math, but keep getting 3-4 yards out of a chunk, you're going to win a state championship.
Well, Jocelyn says, bring it home, boys. This town will rock tonight. I'm
I think
almost
the town's
tempted
here.
to make the drive over to Carey tonight and just see what the after parties are like. I'm sure it's going to be great. Probably a lot of people going to stay here in the Canton area and enjoy themselves. Been a great venue here at Hall of Fame Stadium. Awesome performance so far by the Blue Devils. As expected, they've been the more physical team here tonight, Travis, and so close to getting this state championship, even though they had the great record, ranked number 8 in the state. Been doubted throughout this postseason journey, and boy, what icing it would be on the cake and what memories for this squad if they're able to come in here and take on a team, a perennial power like Coldwater, and get the win. Man, this is almost like a movie script, and they're about ready to get their happy ending.
This is a scrappy team, just the way that they have come together and played. The losses they've had over the last couple of years, they knew what they needed to do this year. They knocked off state-ranked team after state-ranked team throughout the regional and the state semifinal, and they've come up with the big play time in and time out tonight to knock off a perennial power. Possibly they're 3:20 away from completing it. It's been our pleasure calling this game. This has been fun.
Pretty much just have to pick up one more first down. Lonsway with 3 running backs behind him. He'll fake it to the first guy. Somehow able to squeeze in behind, shoots forward with a pickup of 3 yards. 3 linebackers all come up to make the stop. And they will call a timeout, their final timeout for Coldwater. Carey with the football at the 42-yard line. They need 2 yards. Obviously, this is 2-down territory here, Travis.
Absolutely.
They just got to pick up 1 yard at a time, and they can close things out.
He got 4. So once again, 3-4 yards, 3rd down and 3. You got 2 downs to do it. Clock, no more timeouts for Coldwater as well. So they're going to run this down to about 2 minutes, 30 seconds after this play. And if they get the first down, they can go into the greatest formation in all of football and all of sports.
Well, Gina's let me know,
down,
though, hey, nobody's going to stick around here tonight in Canton. Everybody's coming home. There must be some big parties planned. So
you can hear the train horn. I think out, they had the – you hear it every once in a while. It's not a train down here in Canton. It's the Carey fans out in those Winnebagos that they bring up, or the Jordan Vallejos, you should say, that they party out there with. And you never know, maybe we'll get some fireworks going on.
Sandy Bob's is going to have the celebration when Carey wins, according to Josie. So she's already booking it, man. And how could you not? They're so close. Offense
3
back
yards
out
away.
onto the field, guys. Here we go. 3rd down. Lonsway quieting things down as he's got 3 backs all shifted to his left side. Vallejo, the deep man. Kemmerly in front of him. Now Derek.
And we got a flag.
Backs
False
up.
start. Oh, my.
Wow, that's really going to change here, the dynamic of this third down play. I didn't see any man move on the offensive front. I think they're calling it for Lonsway, and maybe the way that he moved his head with the hard count, trying to get Coldwater to jump, and they didn't bite.
Yeah, it was a very good job by that D-line, well, pretty much everybody, because they were stacked up against the line to hold. And now it's 3rd and 8, and that door just a little bit open for Coldwater still.
And how about Margaret admitting, and I think a lot of people out there in MAC country thought that nobody could beat this Coldwater team if they got to the state title game. Well, we saw what their other MAC counterpart was able to do earlier this morning in Marion Local, just obliterating the competition. As on 3rd down, they're going to turn, they're going to hand off, and
He's
Vallejo
close, but he's going to be a yard short, I think.
just was able to find his way through a little gap. A guy that big, not sure how he was able to do it. And then he jumped forward on his back to the 40-yard line. So he got back all of the penalty yardage plus one more, and it's going to be 4th down. Blue Devils need 1. If they can pick up the 1st down, it's basically a done deal. The offense staying out on the field.
Yeah, you said he didn't have much of a hole. He doesn't need those holes. He creates them as a running back. Just bust through that, and nearly, if he wasn't tripped up, he might have been in the end zone, but he would have gotten the 1st down. Now this is it. This is the game right here. 4th and 1. They get it. They're state champs, and they're going to call timeout. So we will have to wait for at least another minute. Whew.
Carey keeping the 5,203 in attendance on the edge of their seat. As Carey looks like they're 226 away from getting a state championship and knocking off a perennial power in Coldwater. 329 yards of offense tonight for the Blue Devils, 250 of those on the ground. And they needed a couple of those passes early to kind of open things up. Since then, here in the second half, they haven't had to go through the air. Derek Lonsway did an exceptional job of running the show. He's shown a lot of poise, and I think just the team collectively, they're such a veteran group. They've been in this situation so many times. Now, this is their 6th playoff game this season. That they know now what to do in the 4th quarter when they've got the lead. They've ran this, executed this second half basically to perfection, man.
And I've been saying this all game, that offensive line is just worn down Coldwater's defensive line to the point where they feel confident needing just 1 yard.
Hashtag win a Vallejo, recreational Vallejo.
RV.
All right,
here we
4th
go.
down, here it is. Everybody in the box for Coldwater. They're going to bring the total heat. It looks like 0 coverage. Lonsway with the fake, and he's going to get dropped down in the backfield. They wanted to hand it off to Vallejo, I think.
Yeah.
But coming through with the penetration was Derek Schwittermeyer, and he just blew it up before it had a chance to start.
Yeah.
Take a look at the moving pictures. Wow.
Moved right in. Actually, he was on the ground, saw that Lonsway didn't hand it off, and just got up and wrapped him up. So Coldwater still alive here. They got to go 58 yards and then get an onside kick and get it back, but they still have 2:22 left.
So you're telling me there's a chance. That's what Dellinger's thinking. He's from the gun, looking right all the way. Throw over the top. Went right through the outstretched arms of Conti. Meyer the intended target, but man, Bryce almost with another interception. That kid, the All-Ohioan, he has been fabulous here tonight.
Absolutely shining in the biggest stage for his team, and he's nearly, I think it's the 3rd time he nearly came up with a pick 6. They're going to need him to make one more play, though. 2nd and 10.
Dellinger's got Fullenkamp to his right. He's going to step back, clean pocket. Now Carey bursting through the throw off target. A little bit too far out in front for Blazengame. Back-to-back incompletions quickly brings it 3rd down and 10.
Trenton Stoll, Drew Steen there applying the pressure, making Dillinger just force that a little bit, make him just uncomfortable enough to overthrow that. It's 3rd down and 10.
Dellinger over 60% on the season passing. Today held to 12 of 26.
And we've seen this all year from Carey.
That's the Blue Devil effect. They're so good up front and on the back line. Hell, at all 3 places. Moving the pocket here on 3rd down, and the throw on the sideline. Tight roping. Is it a catch for Schwieterman? I think it is. inside of the Carey 40. So a nice throw from Dellinger. Excellent patience being displayed there by the catcher, Tyler. And he just did bring it in and drag a toe.
Yeah, nice toe drag. Caught the ball with both feet in, then fell out of bounds. Coldwater still alive.
Wouldn't be a state championship game without a little bit of drama. Coldwater last year erased a couple of score deficit late to come back, kick a game-winning field goal. Now they're going through the air into the end zone. Blazing game.
Oh, it went through his hands.
He dropped it.
Oh, my.
I can't believe it, folks. Marcel Blasingame had a touchdown right in his hands, and he couldn't squeeze it. Excellent throw by Dellinger.
This happened last week against Carey as well late in the game. Ball went through the Springfield player's hands.
Ooh.
Oh, that could have made this thing very interesting.
Woo.
Whew.
Wow, Lonsway there on the coverage. He was about a step behind from his safety position. So a big break for the Blue Devils. It's second down. Cavaliers break the huddle. They're going to go empty set this time. Meyer, the tight end. Blasingame comes in motion. They'll fake a jet sweep to him, looking to set up the screen, and it's almost intercepted. The big guy, Trenton Stoll, might have got a piece of it with a couple of fingertips. And look at all these Carey defenders that are going to be involved here. Look at the big guys swarming.
And that was a great job by Kemmerly. Came over, he read the screen, and he was ready to make the hit, even if he would have caught that for about a no gain. So nice job by the defense to break that up. It's third down again for Coldwater. 1:54 left in this Division VI state championship.
Dellinger's got 205 through the air. He's in the gun. Guy next to him is Folenkamp. They'll fake to him, looking to load up over the middle. And again, it's another drop off the hands of Jesse Meyer this time. So it's fourth down. Coldwater's going to need at least 10 to keep their hopes alive. And that was another excellent throw on the money by the senior quarterback, and just let down by his wide receiver.
Yeah, that's the only place he could have thrown that without it getting tipped or intercepted, but his receiver he tipped his own ball. He let his front hand hit the ball before the backhand. And it's fourth down. Once again, Carey one play away from a state championship. Fourth down, 0 of 2 tonight is Coldwater on fourth.
Isaac Folenkamp to the right hip of the quarterback Dellinger. Play blown dead. Carey wants a timeout to talk things over. They just need a stop here, and they're going to be hoisting the trophy here in Canton with the state championship, their first since 1975. And for Coldwater, just got to pick up a first down. This game certainly is not over by any stretch, but you got to make a play here. And it's a little bit of a decision for Carey. They've done so well in coverage. Do you go ahead and elect to change it up? They pretty much just rush three. At times they'll bring a fourth. Do you bring a different look with a big blitz and put Dellinger on his heels, or do you sit back, play coverage, understanding that you still got a 12-point cushion?
Well,
a couple options.
The last three plays, they've done really well with their three guys blitzing. They've gotten pressure on him and forced just an overthrow or a miss. So I think you go either way here, just because the way the secondary has played here the last three plays.
And I see all sorts of hearts funneling in here to our Facebook feed. It appears that there are Carey fans out there watching. Of course there are. Carey Nation, you guys have been awesome all postseason long. We've loved following you guys, and during the regular season as well. Big opportunity here, fourth down.
Here we go.
Folenkamp, the lone back. The pass is out, and it's too far. Carey's going to take over.
Carey, baby!
They're going to be your 2021 state champions.
Just overthrew the open receiver, just out of his reach. And now the Carey Blue Devils can get into the greatest formation in all of football, the victory formation.
Another big defensive stop for the Blue Devils D. How many times have they done that this season?
46 years.
It's been a long wait, but I'm sure they're very excited to add one more year to that sign when you drive into Carey, home of the state champions from 1975. make a little bit of room for the 2021 version.
And you got to think some of those alumni from that 75 team are here or either watching or listening, or they're going to be back at Carey tonight to welcome them home. That's one of the coolest things when you have alumni come back with that state title ring on their finger saying, you're going to get one of these. They're going to need 2 more kneel downs to clinch this, but Carey's done it. After losing opening night, they knock off
15
straight wins. And it wasn't an easy road for them as well. Multiple state-ranked squads. They weren't even the top 2 teams in the region. Archbold and Crestview were 1 and 2, but Carey withstood everything, came through the adversity, and they are 1 kneel down away from hoisting that state championship trophy, being the final team to get a victory this football season in Division 6.
Everybody up on their feet over on the Carey sideline as Derek Lonsway just has to take 1 more snap, touch his knee down to the turf, and Carey, get your confetti ready, pop your champagne or cider. It's going to be celebration time tonight. State championships don't come around very often. When you wait 46 years, boy, do you got to enjoy these things.
The only question left is, will there be fireworks here in 25 seconds?
I'm going to be looking around for those. They've had them the last few weeks that we've been on the call.
The final knee has been taken, and now you just got to count it down, folks. They're at 10 as Coach gets the Gatorade bath. Count down with me, folks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Carey Blue Devils are Division 6 state champions.
Boy, what an impressive run they have had during the postseason and during the regular season too. Undefeated, outright Northern 10 champions. They lose opening night to Hopewell Loudon, a team that ended up making it to the state Final Four. Since then, they have been red hot, both offensively and defensively. Maybe the most dominant team in the state of Ohio, and they stamp it here against the defending state champs, knocking them off in impressive fashion. 26-14 Carey with the big win as they're shaking hands. And look at the smiles on the faces of those Blue Devils. They played their hearts out tonight, folks. They've earned the big trophy, some medals.
And once again, they gave up an opening score. They were down 7-0 after going 3 and out, something that you don't see much from Carey. But they regrouped. They saw what they needed to do. They got a big pass play to Conti to really start things off on that offense, go in and score. They get the 2-point conversion, something they haven't been able to do in the last couple of weeks, and then they take off from there. 2 big turnovers that they got on the defensive side that they converted into points. The big field goal down here that really threw things off for Coldwater. They couldn't attempt a field goal down here the last time because they were down 12 and not 10. So many things needed to happen for Carey, and they did it. Another complete team effort once again for the Carey Blue Devils to win a state championship.
Yeah, congratulations to Carey Nation and your football team. You guys are state champions. 15 wins on the season. That's a school record, as well as the Blue Devils are going to be posing for a championship picture in the end zone here in the birthplace of football, Canton, Ohio, at Hall of Fame Stadium. What a sight, what a scene. And the Blue Devils, what a team. Boy, they've been so much fun to watch. Loved getting to know these players on the team just a little bit, and they are shooting out fireworks in Carey, Melissa says.
Shoot off all the fireworks.
I don't doubt that for 1 second.
Also, you got to give hats off to Coldwater. Another great season, 25th playoff appearance. This is going to be their 7th state runner-up, so they've been to the state title game 14 times.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, an amazing team, but Carey, the underdog, nobody thought they were going to win. At the half, I was listening to some of the Spectrum guys that are calling the game tonight. They said, oh, already at the half, our predictions are already out the window. Nobody outside of North Central Ohio knew what this Carey squad had, but now the whole state of Ohio knows what this Carey squad has.
And we'll have to think about Who we want to name as our MVP of the game, Derek Lonsway, certainly had a great outing on both sides of the football. 3 of 5 passing, 79 yards. And then on the ground, 21 carries, 81, and a touchdown. Vallejo, he's been our MVP the last 2 weeks. 95 yards, led the team on those 25 carries. 2 times he entered the end zone. So couple of options. Let us know, fans out there on Facebook and YouTube, who do you think should be our MVP? I'm going to do my best to try to get down on the field and get an interview. If we're unable to do that, we are going to be in the media session right after the game, and we will post that as its own video later on. You'll hear from probably 3 different senior captains. It'll certainly be Jordan. You'll hear from Derek. We'll see who else they bring in there.
Got to think Conti.
And of course, the coaching staff, too. So post-game could be a lot of fun, and we'll have that posted for you later tonight.
As Coldwater lifts up their state runner-up trophy, only one of 2 playing in the final game of the season in Division 6. I know they didn't want the game to end the way they did, but they still got to this position for a 14th time. A great team in them, but just a little bit short as Carey. Carey, baby! State championship number 2. Northern 10 gets another state championship as well.
Let's go full screen here of the site down on the field as the Blue Devils are about to get the big trophy. Everybody grouping up together.
Carey, 45 years ago, Blue Devil football took home its first state championship. And today, that 1975 team has been joined by the 2021 Blue Devils as you've completed a 15-1 season and captured your 2nd state title. Once again, let's welcome OHSAA Executive Director Doug Ute and OHSAA Board of Directors members Scott Kaufman and Jeff Wheeler as they present the 2021 Division 6 State Championship Trophy to the Blue Devils from Carey High School.
So there it is, the state championship trophy coming home to Carey for the first time in 46 seasons. A true underdog story, even though they were ranked number 8 in the state heading into the tournament, and they just got better and better. They showcased their dominance. As you look at what they did during this playoffs, 33-0, they shut out Van Buren in their opener. Another shutout right after that against a confident quality Tenora team. Crestview was undefeated. They dispatched them 42-14, 31-7. They handled Liberty Center. Springfield had been to this position 2 years in a row. They swatted them to the side 26-13. Coldwater was the reigning defending champions. They leave them in their wake 26-14. Carey are your state champions. Awesome sight.
And Doug Ute from North Central Ohio, the executive director of the OHSAA, handing that off to Carey. So you got to think he's smiling a little bit as well.
See our good friend Taylor Eisman weighing in. We'll definitely let Coach Mershman know that you say what's up. And we'll definitely have to let the players know how much love was coming through here. I've been keeping up just with the Facebook feed. Lots of you weighing in on the Burson Bakies fan zone today. Thank you so much for all of the comments and keeping it with us here. Even though we had to mostly just do an audio stream, glad that we could have it with you guys, all of Carey Nation.
It was our pleasure. This was a blast to do. We love the love that you guys have given us this playoff streak. They come through thanks to our sponsors as well. Just everybody from Carey. It's been fun covering you guys, and we're just grinning ear to ear right now, seeing that you guys finally get that state championship back to Carey, Ohio.
We'll go ahead and take a timeout. We will be back with our HDER Link post-game. Have some final stats. Name an MVP of the night. Certainly several deserving players for the Blue Devils. And then wrap things up here from Hall of Fame Stadium.
Merry Christmas.
I got 2 feet on the ground, head flying in the clouds. It's just the little things, all of the little things. Hands up in the sky, it's all gonna be alright. It's just the little things, all of the little things. Oh, 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 oh. Love, love, little things. Love, love, little things.
94% of my salary employees came from working out on the floor. They've went from loading a press to a staff member. Yeah, to be a team member here, you have to be a hard worker, extremely dependable, willing to work long hours, have good people skills. Here at the Carey plant, the sky's the limit.
Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
Carey, baby! The Carey Blue Devils are Division 6 state champions. They defeat powerhouse Coldwater 26-14. Travis Berardi back here for the post game. Brian Skowronski and Storm Blunchley, they're going to go down on the field right now and try and get some interviews, our MVP interviews, and we'll have that back up here and we'll air it in a minute. So you're going to be with me for about the next 15 minutes. We're going to get to our stats and everything here shortly, but let's read some of your comments because I know you guys are pumped up back in Carey and around North Central Ohio as well. Christina Kirby, congrats Blue Devils. Adam Slavey, Carey is going to burn to the ground tonight. Please celebrate responsibly, but please celebrate. You want Carey to stay, standing because you want to go for another state championship next year. April Tussing, Carey, fireworks from Olivia Boutwell, Kimberly Fredericks, I am so proud of my alma mater. What a game for them. Jessica Gravo, woo, go blue. Go blue. Geneva Miller, congratulations, Carey. Kittery, congrats. Val, yes. Andrea Young, congrats, Carey. Mark Galvin, way to go, Carey. William Kopp, congratulations. Holly Brewer, woot woot, a lot of hearts. Michelle Platt, great job, Carey. Steve Stump, congrats, Blue Devils. Anthony Parkins, great job, Carey. Gene Gottfried, congrats. Miranda Yates, way to go, Blue. Cindy Wenzinger, so proud. I mean, everybody's got to be proud of this squad. They overcame so much this year. They played state-ranked team after state-ranked team and just came out on top. They were never fazed by the name on the other team's front of their jerseys. Despite going down multiple times on the first drive throughout this playoff season, they have just bounced back. They played with a chip on their shoulders. Jordan Vallejo said to us in the last 2 weeks, as he was our MVP, said, we're playing with our chip on our shoulder. We know what we can do. Not many of other people are counting us to be in this position, but we just keep playing for each other, and they did. It was a complete effort tonight, defensively, offensively. Multiple running backs got the ball. 8 in total rushed the ball. Vallejo with 95 yards. Lonsway with 81 yards. Bell, 28 yards. Woods, 22 yards. Summit, 14. Kemmerly, 1 carry for 4. Conti even got a carry in there, and Carmen got a carry in there. That's just what they do. It doesn't matter who carries the ball for carry, just that they get a positive game, just that they get in the end zone. And on the defensive end, the play of Bryce Conti and Kemmerly, that defensive line applying pressure all night, just getting to the quarterback, forcing 2 big turnovers that turns into points. And that was probably the difference in this one. Just Carey doing everything they needed to do. They played nearly a perfect game tonight, and they come out as state champions. Going back to our comments, Rodney, way to go, Devils. Christy, congrats, Carey. Lisa, way to go, Blue. Kimberly, making all of us proud. Macy, so proud of our Devils. Serenity, go, fight, win. Janessa, so much celebrating going on tonight, and you should. We said earlier, Melissa Ricker, shooting fireworks off here in Carey. Save some up for when the team gets back tonight, but, shoot them off. Celebrate. John Pauly, congratulations. Craig, congratulations. Heather Ricker, congrats, Carey. April Suits, congratulations. Janessa, Jordan V is just a beast. He is. He is a unique player, a unique running back, and he did what he needed to do to get the job done. Just one of those elusive backs, a 1 in a million running back, I would think, in high school football, like Jerome Bettis, like the bus, just bounces off of players, goes with the tackle, gets that extra yard, just muscles his way through, and he was able to help with a 95-yard, 2-touchdown performance tonight. And I believe we are ready with our final statistics. So here we go. HDER Link, final stats. First downs, Carey 18, Coldwater 10. Total yards, Carey almost outgains Coldwater by 100, 322 to 244. Only needed 79 passing yards, but those 79 passing yards came up huge for Derek Lonsway. 2 big completions to Bryce Conti for 65 on the second drive that really kept that drive alive and set up the first touchdown of the game, and then another big completion right before the half that set up their touchdown to go up 2 scores. 205 passing yards for Coldwater. Most of those came on that final drive where they got the touchdown to cut the deficit back to 9. 243 rushing yards. Like I said, 8 different runners, 81 by Lonsway, 95 from Vallejo, both of them over 1,000 yards rushing this year. And then you had Bell with the split backs get 28 and 22. And then the other guys as well coming in, those linebackers on defense coming in, getting the big yardage that they needed. 243 yards. Carey 4 penalties, 33. There was that holding call that really backed them up. Woods was still able to get the field goal that put them up 12, but you think maybe if they didn't get that holding call, they would have scored. It would have felt a lot better. Nonetheless, they still get the win. And then turnovers. 2 big first half turnovers by Coldwater that proved to be the difference as Carey wins this one by 12. Let's go back. Some more comments as you guys are still on here. So we'll give you some shout-outs. Kevin Walker, both deserve MVP. Everybody deserves. If I had to vote, I'd say the whole team because it was a complete team effort that won this tonight. They're my MVP. Jordan Vallejo, yes. Gage Summit, he came up huge on the defensive end. Chris Fritsch, congratulations. Darcy, way to go. Carey, Kevin, final score was 26-14. Gina Marie, thank you guys for covering this. Thank you for watching. Mary Schock, congrats, Carey. Patrick Shearer, who is the MVP? Well, the MVP, they're down the field getting him right now. Brian, I see Brian and Storm down there with the Carey Blue Devils, who are still on the field getting their pictures and celebrating in front of the scoreboard. They're about to break their huddle, so we will get comments from them, get it back up here, put it into our computer, and we'll have those interviews for you coming up. Jacqueline, Teijin, Union, UAW, Carey Local 1803 supports the Carey Blue Devils. Well, thank you for watching. Denise, my son has a train horn there. We heard that all night. It was awesome. Every time Vallejo got a big run or anybody, that you heard that train horn. So thank you for telling us. Tell your son we enjoyed it. Paulie, the best thing ever. Yes, it was. Alex, go Blue. Carey is on fire. Hopefully just the team and not the town. Matt Ricker, folks in town are going crazy. You should be. You should be celebrating this 45 years in the making. It's going to be a party all night. You know, once the Blue Devils get back to town, the whole city's there. And everybody that was in attendance, they are still over here behind the field goal post celebrating with the squad. As you see, Ashton Kloss is over there getting hugs from everybody. Multiple players over getting love from the fans, and as they should. Great job by them this year. Elaine, way to go Blue Devils. Chesley, way to go boys. Lindsay, amazing job boys. Elaine, wish I was there. It was something else. What a game. A beautiful day too. A beautiful afternoon into night. Not too cold. It's about 40, 45 degrees here. No weather, unlike last week where Carey had to go through pretty much a blizzard to win that game, but a perfect day and a perfect ending for the Carey Blue Devils. Laura, woohoo, way to go Devils. Sherry, go Blue. Jeremy Hughes, yeah, he is in the chat. Thank you for coming into the chat. So we're going to take a break. I see Brian down there right now talking to Jordan Vallejo, and I believe that is Derek Lonsway, so we'll let them get there. I'm going to take a break, and we'll be back with some more comments and some more talking while they get up here. So stick around right here, live and free on the OH Report.
It's the most wonderful time of the year when you got your lays that don't last many days, 'cause the whole family's here. Oh, wow. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all. The trees at an angle, the lights are all tangled. Doritos, good call! It's the happiest season of all. There'll be smart food for munching, some ruffles for crunching, and snowball fights out in the snow.
Crying!
Run. Family portraits are cheesy with Cheetos, it's easy. White shirts were a bad idea though. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Grab the queso and salsa. Don't double dip, you monster! Pass the Tostitos here. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be gifts for returning and recipes burning and snacks all laid out in a row. We'll smile through the season, hold tight to the reasons the holidays make our hearts glow. It's the most wonderful time, yes, the most wonderful time, oh, the most wonderful time of the year. Happy holidays!
94% of my salary employees came from working out on the floor. They've went from loading a press to a staff member. Yeah, to be a team member here, you have to be a hard worker, extremely dependable, willing to work long hours, have good people skills. Here at the Carey plant, the sky's the limit.
Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
Welcome back to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, where the Carey Blue Devils are 2021 state champions. They defeat Coldwater 26-14. Travis Berardi back here as Brian and Storm are coming back with our post-game interviews as Brian gets his headset on. I'll get some more comments from Facebook. Elaine Wilt, way to go from Kokomo, Indiana.
Hey.
Dennis Smith, way to go. Young men made the whole county proud, made the whole area proud.
And I got some sweet pictures down on the field of the seniors that I'm posting right now on our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter. I got a good video, too, of a nice group prayer that they had right before they took their team photo. So we got plenty of media coming your way for the Carey Blue Devils and the state champion Carey Blue Devils at that. And wait till you see our MVP interview. We went with co-MVPs tonight. We thought that Derek Lonsway along with Jordan Vallejo were both outstanding, so we couldn't just pick one. Both of them combining to get into the end zone 3 times. They did a lot of the damage on the ground, and you see also what Derek's able to bring to the equation defensively from his safety role. So those two guys you're about to hear from in a second. That brought to you by Triple C. And it was an exciting, fun interview. Both kids, a little bit of a loss for words, and I have never been close back in my day to winning a state championship. Sweet 16 was as close as I got in any of the sports, so I can't honestly fathom what it's like to be these kids when you work so hard for something and the journey comes to a close, and it's like, hey, this is what we said from day one, practice one, when we were lifting weights during the spring, when we were out there killing ourselves during the summer months, when we were getting a game plan together during two-a-days, when the fall season finally came in and we had our opening game. We thought that we could be a state championship contender. We just capped it off the first time for the program since 1975. So those guys, boy, they were a little bit, I think, still in shock. but a happy shock, of course, as them and the rest of the seniors on the team posing for some photos, had a great time out there on the field. A few of them are right now having some interviews with all the other members of the media. So, man, what a day.
What a day, all right,
to be
Brian.
a Carey Blue Devil.
It's just a great night. I mean, all the comments coming in with all the fans giving their love. They're partying, and they're going to be partying until Monday at least when they go back to school. They're going to be partying for the rest of the month. It's Christmas, too. They got an early Christmas present in the form of a state championship.
It's a pretty big present, man. The thing's kind of heavy. Seen some of those linemen lugging it around, and they were even having trouble keeping up with it.
Well, you got to think, too, Vallejo, he's been helping carrying his team, the RV. He can carry a state championship trophy as well.
Have we already done final stats yet?
Yes, we did.
Oh, okay.
We did final stats. We're chatting with the fine folks out there in Facebook land still. Just everybody.
Yeah, Joe Ella, so proud of this Carey football team and the whole town. Lana, also very proud of her Blue Devils. Olivia says that they are unstoppable, and it's hard to argue that. They really have just steamrolled their way to the state championship. It's been a lot of fun to see this team develop throughout the course of the postseason, starting off with back-to-back shutouts, and you're like, oh, Carey's for real.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen when they play a really good team like Crestview? Oh, I don't know. How about a running clock in that game where they just absolutely flattened a state-ranked undefeated opponent? And then we know what they were able to do from there, taking that confidence, and they got the run game going each of the next few weeks. Knocking off Springfield last week, I think, was huge.
Yeah.
And then this, their biggest test, taking on a MAC school. You look at 3 teams from the MAC this year, unbelievable statistic, playing in the state championship game, and a lot of folks never gave Carey a chance.
3 MAC schools playing today for state championship.
Nuts.
Versailles playing tonight, them playing Carey knocking off Coldwater. And then back the first game, Marion Local doing what Marion Local does, is steamrolling opponents.
They're good.
They beat Newark Catholic, the team that Carey beat in 1975, 15-7.
Oh, weird.
But we're close to getting our MVP interview here uploaded and everything right quick for you. But, a proud 1978 graduate, Emily McCartney.
Oh, hey. What's up, Emily?
So she was a freshman.
She was. So
yes.
she got introduced to high school with a bang, baby. She saw the fireworks popping off and probably thought, hey, we're going to be doing this all the time. It's been some years, folks, 46 of them to be exact, before they got to do it again. But, man, what a team. What a performance here today. This is the first time that I've had the opportunity in my career, 13 years in the media, where I cover the team throughout the entire season. And while we didn't have video coverage of Carey because they had the great broadcasters to do their home games for them this year, always keeping an eye as they're in the Northern 10 League, undisputed champs there. And then during the postseason, we've been with them each of the last 4 weeks. First time that I've got to see a state champion crowned in a team that we were a part of their journey. So it really is a lot more fun when you're out there post-game, when there's a lot of smiles and they've got the big trophy and stuff, than it is when you lose a tough one like we saw back in 2019. A couple of our Richland County teams got right here on the cuffs and then weren't able to seal the deal. So, yeah, awesome all the way around here tonight what Carey was able to do.
Yeah, just like a team of destiny after that week 1. They held the last couple of weeks really good offenses to just 2 scores. You think last week, 13 points. Tonight, 14 points. Just the way this defense, we always talk about the way the offense is played. 7 points to Liberty Center as well. 14 points to Crestview, and that was in garbage time, and then 2 shutouts. 34 total points. 48 now if you add tonight's game. 48 total points in the playoffs. That is a pretty darn good statistic for the defense, and also only allowing 39 rushing yards. Well under the 62 that they've allowed average on the season. One of the best rush defenses in the state. not even the area. I was going to say the area because we usually do that on our broadcast, but in the state of Ohio, one of the best run defenses in Division 6.
You can definitely make the case, just one of the best defenses, period, when you see Conti on the back end, Lonsway, and the other guys that they have playing in the secondary, the linebacking core led by Kemmerly. They were flat out phenomenal tonight, having to play back in coverage. We've seen that they've had to play some running teams the last couple of weeks, going against a team that wants to air it out over and over again, like we saw here tonight with Dellinger. 31 attempts, just 14 total rushes for Coldwater. And, you know, they just barely even had the football, it felt like, in that second half, because the Blue Devils do what they do. And that's something that I had an opportunity to talk to our co-MVPs about, is just sealing the game and how they've been able to do that throughout the postseason. Here it is, the much-anticipated player of the game, brought to you by Triple C. I'm here with our Triple C co-MVPs of the game, the quarterback and defensive back Derek Lonsway, and then the Winnebago Jordan Vallejo. A huge game combining for all 3 touchdowns. First, tell me just about the celebration. You take that last knee, and then you guys all come out here, that feeling, man. If you could describe it in words, we'd love to hear it.
I don't think I can. I mean, just all the hard work we put in, starting from January, busting our tails. I'm just so proud of the guys, and I'm glad to have a community like ours to support us and pack the stands, and I loved every second of it.
In that second half, you guys were able to milk the clock. We've seen you do it throughout the postseason, how you run the offense. You're always looking over 15 seconds, then you break the huddle. It just seems like you guys got it kind of down to a science. You're wearing people out, and you know that you can seal the deal.
Yeah, we were very happy where we were at. We wish we would have not let up that score run at the end of the half, but we knew they were getting tired. I mean, hats off to them, though. They played a heck of a game. But, I don't even know what to say. Just lost the words, but I'm so proud of our guys, and that's good.
All right, total team effort. You come in, of course, you're always the one who shuts the door for you guys, almost 100 yards and a couple of touchdowns for you. How much fun was it to be out here playing in Canton, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, and putting on a show?
I mean, it's uncomparable, and this is something you dream of, and I'm just so glad that our dreams finally came true of winning everything.
And you knock off the defending state champions, and you guys have kind of been overlooked, I think, all postseason long. So did you feel like this is kind of a true underdog story with a happy ending?
Oh, yeah, this game was personal. Everybody coming out telling us there's no way we're going to win. It's Coldwater. They won it last year. We just took this to heart, and we just gave it everything we got.
Well, you guys were awesome yet again tonight, how you combine in the backfield to get it done yet again. Our co-MVPs presented by Triple C's. Congratulations, boys. I know there's a big party going down in Carey, probably a lot of them tonight. Get out there, go celebrate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Leaving it emotionally all out on the line, leaving it physically out on the line every night for his teammates, and he's rewarded with a state championship back to Carey.
I think a lot of these seniors, they bring something different to the equation, and each and every one of them, this is the one kind of grain that they all have woven together, is that they're physical. These guys like getting after you. They like that brand of play, and I think that's why they're state champions here tonight, is the fact that they like the contact, and that's what football is all about, Travis, and nobody did it better in Division 6 this year than the Carey Blue Devils.
I'm going to say it one more time. Carey, baby.
Carey, baby. All right, that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Carey lifting the state championship trophy tonight for the first time in 46 seasons. Big congratulations to them. I want to thank our staff for helping bring you live and free coverage today. Storm Blunchley was running camera. Adam Thompson doing a great job of directing us here today. Got a lot of awesome sponsors out there as well. Oh, and a shout out to Jory Hollenbeck for making the commercials. But thank you to our sponsors, Wilson Tire Company, Burson Bakies Insurance, Triple C Electrical and Construction, Danner's Towing and Recycling, HDER Link, Bridgestone APM Company, Teijin Automotive Technologies, each of them coming together to allow us to bring you live and free coverage the way that we were able to today from the birthplace of football, Canton, Ohio, where for the final time, you're going to hear it, your Carey Blue Devils, they are state champions. For Travis Berardi, I'm Brian Skowronski. Thanks for watching. No more football this year.
We got basketball.
But we got hoops. Tune in for that next week and enjoy your party in Carey tonight. So long from now.
Carey, baby.